Yeah, chill. We finna get to it right now.
Let's not
salute everybody. Hopefully, you guys will like, share, and subscribe to the panel. The great one is here once again.
Also remember to check this out at 3:30 p.m. Ticket will be on playback, man.
Not today. Not on Wednesday.
Oh, not today?
Yeah, on
Wednesday. Okay. Wednesday.
But yeah, man, I got something on my mind, man. Chilltown, man. I got a couple things with you, but I got two things with you, but D-Lo breaks down crying last night, bro. Let me say something, man. That's the part of the game I don't like when we talk about like playing with guys like LeBron James and stuff like that, bro, because of how much everybody else got to sacrifice. And then if it doesn't go right, they get all the blame. Their families get put into limbo. Remember, D-Lo was drafted to the Lakers. He was drafted a Los Angeles Laker. He left because Magic didn't want him, became an all-star, matured his game, and came back, right? The Lakers fans trashed this dude for how he played in the Western Conference Finals, but they forget that he's the reason why, a big reason why they got to the Western Conference Finals. He comes in the season this year shooting almost 48 from the field, 40 from the three. And they trash him when he doesn't play well. But when he does play well, nobody says anything. And the Lakers have reportedly tried to trade him a few times now already this season, bro. And it's broken this dude. Last night after the game, I don't know if you saw the interview. The man broke down the man sat on the bench after the game and didn't leave off the bench. The only person that stayed with him is Austin Reeves. The man broke down crying on the bench, bro. And I felt that from him. And I see a lot of people dogging out D-Lo. But I felt that from D-Lo, bro, because when you make sacrifices, you give up money. Like, he could have made more money in the open market. He gave up money to come back and play with that team and run it back. Your kids in school, you don't want to have to keep moving your kids from school to school to school. That's not good for them. People don't understand a lot of stuff go with this professional game of basketball, bro. And for your guy, LeBron James, to be dapping these dudes up, acting like we all cool when we know he's trying to trade these guys, bro, I find it utterly disgusting. And I think that it is a sad thing in the NBA now where we don't mainly blame the lead star players no more. Now we blame role players.
Ticket, you ain't nothing but a hater. That's all you ever been. That's all you ever will be. This is nonsense.
I'm gonna let you go. That's not hate.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, chill. Hold on.
My fault.
And the reason why I'm saying it's not hate is because, my brother, it's the truth. When Kyrie Irving hit one of the biggest shots in NBA history, LeBron James running around saying he the GOAT. He the one wearing the Ultimate Warrior t-shirt. When Ray Allen hit another one of the biggest shots in NBA history, LeBron James got most of the credit. Everybody talks about what LeBron James did. So go back to Kyrie's shot. He doesn't make that, game over. They lose that game probably. But everybody only talks about the block. You bring up the shot, they say, oh, no, what about the block? The Ray Allen stuff. Oh, no, what about this? Nobody else. This is my point to you, Chilltown. Mm-hmm. And it ain't just LeBron. It ain't just him, bro. But it's the media that's around him that does this to please him. When we had guys like Stuart Scott, RIP to Stuart Scott, that covered the game, they wasn't on this type stuff, bro. They wasn't, my brother. Them dudes was calling it how they saw it and leaving it at that. Now you got guys on TV that's playing with these guys' jobs, playing with these guys' livelihoods, with the stuff that they saying, telling coaches how to coach the teams and what lineups to put in, or you gonna get fired. You cool with that? You think that's hating by somebody calling this stuff out, bro? The man broke down in tears yesterday, bro. And I felt that, Chilltown. So if you rewind, the way D'Angelo Russell was playing, he was playing like that in Minnesota. Nobody was talking about him. Nobody. There were no expectations in Minnesota. He was playing like that in Brooklyn when they went to the playoffs with him as the lead. Nobody was talking about him. Nobody whatsoever. But he gets to Los Angeles where the expectations are higher. So with expectations comes more pressure. Some guys can handle it. Some guys cannot. That's just part of it. Now, the fact that LeBron James, quote unquote, now LeBron James, the Laker media cartel or the LeBron James cartel, that comes with it. You know why? Because it came with it with other all-time greats. It came with it with Magic. It came with it with the Detroit Pistons. It came with it with the Rockets. It came with it with the Lakers. It came with it with all of these guys. And I never heard you, even if I knew you back then,
I wouldn't hear you talking about these guys like that. When you have these expectations, some of these guys can handle it, some of these guys can't. I'm actually a fan of D'Angelo Russell. I'm not ready to break this unit up. This unit went to the Western Conference Championship last year. And this unit, the starting five, this is the first time we've seen the starting five consistently since last year. This is the first time everybody's been in and out of the lineup. Darvin Ham needs to be fired. This guy needs to be traded. Wait a minute. This is the first time we actually seen these guys together for an extended period of time since last year. So we don't even know what we got with these dudes. We don't even know. But now we're talking about shipping them out. But with that being said, I can't blame. There's enough blame to go around. But the thing that's the most important that we need to understand is when you running with the Lakers, when you running in a big media market, this is what comes with it. This is what comes with it. I feel for D'Angelo Russell. I do. I absolutely feel for D'Angelo Russell because I don't think he wants to leave Los Angeles. I think he wants to stay there, not just because of the LeBron James and them having a chance to win. I think he wants to be in Los Angeles, period. But this is what comes with it. I can't just sit here and go, this is utterly disgusting from LeBron James. I mean, we're talking about the entire Laker organization, who, by the way, succumbs to the pressure of guys getting traded. How many GMs do you see, Ticket, that say, all right, we're gonna listen to the fans and we're gonna move these guys, and they ultimately succumb to the pressure? Not many GMs do that. Mark Cuban ain't listening to that.
We gotta change the subject because a pimp named Slipback fell right into my trap. Thank you. Go ahead, Doug. Tuck into my pocket, sucker. Thank you. Thank you.
That's insane.
I'm the man. Thank you, pimp. Now who got pimp? Go ahead.
Calling it out. There was a super chat. I didn't know the rules earlier. I want to read that off right before this one. Yep. I'm so hyped. This is from Bashara. I'm so hyped for my Knicks, but I'm also realistic. Been getting into this debate with my boyfriend. He thinks Jalen Brunson will lead us to a championship soon. I disagree. What's your thoughts?
I don't think you will.
You don't think so?
Randle needs to play better. That's it. At the end of the day, as good as those guys are, trading for OG Anunoby, I think that was great. He's a Tibbs guy. In addition to him being a Tibbs guy, Jalen Brunson has been playing like one of the best guards in the East. I can't fight that. The difference with them winning and losing is one dude. Julius Randle, you got a 24-10 guy on your roster. That production can't go in the tank in the playoffs. He's the reason why they lost to Miami. If he plays better, they beat Miami. They're in the Eastern Conference Championship. Now, a lot of times, if you get deep into the playoffs with this Knicks team, you more than likely are not going to have the best player in the series. So if you play against Milwaukee in the East Finals, you're not going to have the best player in the series. If you play against Boston, you're not going to have the best player in the series. If you play Philly, you're not going to have the best player in the series. That doesn't negate that you can't play better. And he got to play better in order for them to have a chance to win. He has to. He's an all-pro. He's an all-star. He has to play better. That's the difference in them winning and losing.
Got you. Pimp name Slickback. New topic, fellas. We don't care about tickets. LeBron agenda today. Can we talk about the Nuggets versus Celtics? Clippers come back yesterday. Suns recent moves. Anything else? Let's not do this today. We could talk about the Clippers comeback yesterday. I thought they were about to lose again.
None of us care. None of us care about the strippers until the playoff. I don't care. Chilltown don't care. I know Mars don't care. He's a Houston Rockets fan. So pimp named Slipback. You just got pimped.
I wish I could say I did, man, but
we don't care. We don't care about the strippers. They get stripped down every playoffs. We know what's going to happen. You guys want us to praise
butt naked too, Ticket. Butt naked too, Ticket. Not just to your drawers. Butt naked, completely naked. They get stripped down.
Embarrassing. You understand what I'm saying? Embarrassing, bro. Go ahead, Mars. What you got? What you got strippers, Mars?
Unbelievable, man.
I think the Clippers are good. I think they're a good team. But I do think it does come down to the playoffs. I think we're going to have this reaction about them until they win a playoff series or 2 or 3. And then people are going to change their tune. But it's like when someone's disappointed you all the time, it's like the boy who cried wolf. It's like you've had enough of believing in them and then they let you down. And then they show you they've changed, and then it turns out when you believe in them, they haven't changed. So I think that's how people feel about it. I think that's how people feel about the Clippers right now. They look great, but they've looked great before.
Is he lying, dog?
Oh yeah, I was just saying that on my channel the other day. I swear, like literally the same thing. You know what it is? You got that John right there that you think they're going to change. You think they think they're going to make the right path and make the right choices. Or you got your homie over here that he keep picking the wrong one, and you just like, dang, bro, you gonna change or nah? And then they just never change, bro.
Sure, I can appreciate what Pimp. I know what you're looking at. Yeah, the Clippers went on a 22-0 run yesterday to end the game. Fantastic. Norman Powell has been playing great off the bench. Russ has been playing great off the bench. Absolutely, no doubt about that. Kawhi Leonard. I think the Clippers have won 20 of their last 24 games since December 1st. Yes, they're rolling. But I want you to remember one thing and one thing only. They have, quote, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Paul George on their crew. Make sure we get that together. These dudes didn't get together for this right here, what we're talking about. So I don't care about it. They got together. So at the end of the season, we having a parade in Los Angeles. And if that doesn't happen, it goes in this ear and out the other. So I'm not trying to hear it.
I want to ask y'all a question. Because, the guy calls himself a pimp named Slipback, but he's literally getting pimped by James Harden. How do James Harden pull the wool over people's eyes, Mars? Every single year, bro. Mars. Every single year since he's existed in the National Basketball Association, bro. We've seen the same thing. Chilltown, Mars, Doug, we've seen him lead the league in scoring. Multiple times. We've seen him win MVP. We've seen him lead the league in total wins in the regular season. We've seen James Harden be first team All-NBA. We've seen James Harden lead teams to playoff Western Conference Finals appearance. But what have we never seen? We've never seen him close a deal. Why? Because he always comes up small in the biggest moments.
Slickback wanted to clarify. I'm not a Clippers fan. The point of my super chat was to not hear a LeBron debate. We could talk about the 49ers. We could talk about the Suns. He said anything, but continue, Ticket. Because I'm with you.
Hey, keep on hitting them super chats, dog. So we appreciate
it. Subscribe, become a member, check out our merch, do all of the above, man. But yeah, you guys about the Clippers, that Ticket not Ticket, Chilltown said is we all know how good this team could have been without James Harden in the regular season. I mean, when Paul George and Kawhi Leonard was out of the lineup, we've seen them numerous times be in playoff contention. They've been in playoff contention for almost a decade now, probably even longer, because if we're going to include the CP3 years, right? So we all know that the Clippers are always going to be a team that's going to battle for that. But this is why it shouldn't be moving a lot of people, because it's not really about that. Is Kawhi Leonard going to be healthy? Paul George is another one that people don't talk about too, where he struggles in the postseason as well. So is he going to show up? Is Harden going to show up? What's going to define this team is what happens in the postseason, not what happens in the regular season. So we could talk about how good they're playing right now. I think everybody knows how good this team can be. But is this team a team that's going to be able to beat the Nuggets or the Thunder or the
I don't even think they can beat the Lakers. Bro, listen. When it's time, Dub, I don't think they can beat the Lakers. Have kicked their ass this year. I don't think they can. I don't think when it's time, like even when it was in the bubble, they had beat the Lakers all that season. And then when they went to the bubble and played for that number 1 seed, the Lakers won again. Like, listen, bro. When I look at the Clippers,
they're playing this week, right?
Yeah, I think so. And listen, what are they going to say if they lose again? What if they lose again? So here's my point to you, Doug, and everybody that's listening, right, bro? The reason why Chilltown and my guys like myself, we don't really put stock into what the Clippers do during the regular season, is because we've already seen this before from them guys. We have championship expectations of a guy like Kawhi Leonard. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're leading a team, we expect you to win a championship because that's what you said you wanted to do when you came to the Clippers. You have not done that. So you talk about, you guys talk about LeBron James. Well, guess what? The one thing the Lakers did do is they have already delivered the goods to LA. Regardless of what you think, LeBron James and AD have already delivered the goods to LA. The Clippers are still trying to do this. And now you added James Harden, a perennial playoff failure, who chokes in closeout games for his entire career. And now y'all want to tell us that, we want y'all. Come on, bro. We not finna, that's not finna fly.
Okay,
I would rather sit up here. Chilltown, I have more faith in your Celtics than I do in the Clippers. I'll just be honest with you, bro.
Now, to be clear, last night's game, like I said, the Clippers went on a 22-0 run in the fourth quarter, shut the door on Brooklyn, held them to 15 points. I'm still not sure what Jacque Vaughn is doing with Cam Thomas. Played 27 minutes last night at 20 points. He still doesn't run anything for him. Not when I say he doesn't run anything for him, I mean that the offense looks broken. Like you have to, I feel like what they're doing with Cam Thomas is kind of jerking him around. He should be a guy that when he steps on the floor, turn him loose. Like what Doc Rivers used to do with Lou Williams, with Jamal Crawford. There shouldn't be any restrictions on him. I think he's trying to turn him into something else where he wants him to be a better defender. He wants him to be a distributor. This dude is buckets. That's it. Let him be that. And it's okay to let him be that. No problem letting him be that. Mikal Bridges, who tricked you guys last season, tricked you guys last season when he came over to Brooklyn that he's a 25, 26 a game. No, he isn't. No. Mikal Bridges is an 18 to maybe a 20 a game guy at best. At best, he's an 18 to 22 a game guy at best. And all of that, a lot of that is predicated on him being a defender more than anything. So Cam Thomas is clearly your best scorer. You didn't get into that. I mean, they got 2 points last night from their starters, Mars, in the fourth quarter. 1 bucket. That's it from their starters. That's it. And a guy like Cam Thomas, who isn't really playing as much as he should be. Only time he should come out the game is when he's tired. And I appreciate the defense that the Clippers played last night. 100%. I feel you on the Clippers paying attention to them. Sure, I did. However, I don't care. I don't. Because at the end of the day, when them winning the NBA championship, or at minimum, getting there is all that matters. So this 22-game winning streak, I don't care about that. I don't care.
Your Highness Charles comes in. Cam Thomas, I like to call him Cam Thomas, has averaged 4.5 assists the last 6 games. He's improving as a playmaker. His defense has also improved. Jacque Vaughn is a domestic terrorist who has a personal beef against Cam.
Just so you know, them 4.5 assists, I don't know if you know this, my man, but that's 1 assist a quarter. You can't get 1 assist in a quarter. He's a bucket getter.
The way that coach is, Chill, the way that coach is, bro, I don't respect that dude, bro.
Turn him loose. Turn him loose.
I don't respect that cat, bro.
Turn him loose.
Period. I have no respect for that cat, bro. No.
Is Cam Thomas still the best scorer for you, Ticket?
Say what?
Is Cam Thomas,
bro? Just because your coach is a blithering idiot, doesn't mean that you ain't that dude. He is that. Cam Thomas. He just showed you against the Lakers the night before. He dropped 30. He got the most 30-point games off the bench because his coach is dumb enough not to start him. I mean, he's dumb enough to. His coach is dumb. Is too stupid to do what he's supposed to do with this guy. Cam Thomas. Listen, it's a lot of guys in the league that don't play defense. What do you do as a coach? You hide him and put guys around him who can. That's what most other teams do when they have scorers who can't play deep. But Jacque Vaughn, again, man, he's a blithering idiot. He is a mid-level tier, lower tier coach. He ain't a horrible coach, but he ain't a good coach. He's in between that, whatever you call that, Mars. Mediocre. He's a mediocre coach. Yeah, bro. And you need to get him out of there, bro. Bro, listen. And a lot of this stuff happens. The guys in the NBA told me this. A lot of this stuff happens like this because teams don't want to pay these guys right now. So when you see Cam Thomas minutes getting yanked around and they're playing with his averages and stuff, they don't want him to be average a certain amount of points to build up to where they got to pay him some money now when he comes a free agent. You know what I'm saying? They kind of want to keep him in a certain box and then kind of be able to control his career and keep him there as long as they can because, we can still pay you more than anybody else want to pay you, but we're not finna pay you what we would have to pay you if you putting up these mega star numbers. Because if Cam Thomas was averaging 26 points a game this year, how much money do you think he's worth at the end of the season?
Close to a max deal.
See what I'm saying? So, and NBA players have told me that. They said, coaches have done that before. The front office have told them, look, take him out. We don't want to pay him right now. Slow his transition down. Slow his progress down. So we don't have to pay this guy. And it's wrong they did this to him. But that coach, it's not just that move. I watch other moves. The same thing I was telling Mars the other day when I was cooking his ass and he thought he was cooking me. Like, bro, it's the same thing with the Pistons. Bro, I like Monty Williams. They fired him after he went to the finals for a reason from Phoenix. He went to the finals, and they fired him. They did the same thing in New Orleans when he took New Orleans to the playoffs after that long drought. They fired Monty Williams. Now he goes to Detroit, and you would think you would see some improvement. They got worse.
Well, Ticket, those two things are the same. Those two things are the same. Those two things are different. They're not the same because in Phoenix, first of all, we had new ownership. So they wanted to go in a different direction. It wasn't because Monty Williams couldn't coach. That had nothing to do with it. They wanted to go in a different direction, and they did that. Now, him now being in Detroit, I'm not sure that anybody, I know how you feel about Ime, but I think this is one of those tear it down and then build it back up kind of logics because this group right here, they're a lot more talented than people giving them credit for. But I think that Monty Williams, they shouldn't be this bad. I ain't gonna argue that. They should not be this bad, but I think that he's tearing it down to build it back up. I don't know what they're doing.
I don't believe that shit. I don't believe
that's the only thing I'm thinking about.
You said this to Mars last year. You said, Mars, you're gonna have me thinking that James Wiseman is a bum. And he does. Mars has people thinking that James Wiseman is a bum. Mars. And it's not true.
Mars, I'm very interested on what you have to say about Cam Thomas and even James Wiseman. I think I had that debate already. Before you go, though, let me read this from Your Highness Charles. Ticket is 100% right. A New York Post writer wrote in an article saying how the Nets have lost money since the Kyrie trades and owners are trying to save money on tax dollars. It's coming from the ownership.
But those are blithering idiots. Since you brought that up, those are blithering idiots. In the words of Ticket, those are blithering idiots in the front office with the Brooklyn Nets. This is the same Brooklyn Nets team who traded for Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry because it looked good and basically mortgaged their future. And it set them back years after they did that. Here we are again doing the same thing when you sign Kyrie Irving and you sign Kevin Durant and James Harden, and this might be the biggest failure because it was a catastrophe 100%. But now this is where you at now, starting over, and you in the hole again. So I have no trust in Brooklyn management, zero.
And they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose Cam Thomas because Cam is gonna want to leave because he's tired of the coach. They're gonna watch him go to a different team and another team let it hang, and he's gonna ball out somewhere else, bro. If I'm Brooklyn, the first mistake they made was not hiring Ime. Again, I told y'all this last show. Doug, Mars, I don't care what happened with Ime Udoka. Bro, I'm hiring him. I don't care what the NBA says. If you want to find me, you want to do it, I'm hiring Ime Udoka.
Houston didn't care.
That's a fact. Chill. That's the first mistake they made was when they took back hiring Ime Udoka. Because if you hire Ime Udoka, you don't lose Kyrie. You don't lose Kevin Durant. That team is probably challenging to go to the NBA Finals, and you have a whole different outlook on the squad. But when they did that, and then you brought Jacques Vaughn and said, okay, this is going to be our new head coach now, you're showing people that, first of all, I'm not going to invest in a coach who I really think is really going to be a very good coach to improve the team. They're basically money cutting on everything, bro. And when you do that, bro, this is what you get. Really, the team has overachieved for the beginning part of the season, but now they're starting to do what Jacques Vaughn teams normally do. Look at the difference when Jacques Vaughn was in Orlando and now. Look.
You're not buying it, Mars?
What, the Nets?
You're not buying it? What he just said?
Oh, no, I'm not pushing for Ime to have gone elsewhere, so that's
of
just
course
biased.
you're not, because he's coaching your team.
That's
Was I wrong about what I said though, Mars?
No, I don't. Well, I think Kyrie would have left because of his beef was with the owners, not the coach.
No. What I'm saying, Ime would have resolved that. Ime would have kept him being there would have been the security blanket between him and the management.
You think so, Ticket? That was a money issue with Kyrie Irving.
Hold on.
It was a lot of things.
That's hard.
I'm telling you what I know, Mars.
I'm listening.
If Ime Udoka was the head coach, that whole team would have been, everything would have been settled.
I could say Ime could have helped it, but I think it was too strong of personal issues between the ownership and Kyrie Irving. Let's not forget they were trying to lowball him and they were trying to leave him out to die basically when all of those antics came last year. So I think that relationship was dead. I think Ime could help though. I'm not saying he can't, but that's a long.
It was obvious too, Doug. And on top of that, Dub, it was obvious that they didn't want to extend them because if they would have extended them, if they wanted to extend them,
nobody's saying you're wrong. We're just saying it's like that's just a long, that's a high road.
If they wanted to extend them, even if Ime Udoka was there, I think Marks was over Kyrie Irving. I think he was out.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
If he wasn't out on Kyrie Irving, why didn't he offer him a deal?
Let me say this to you, bro.
I'm listening.
Ime's the type of coach, bro. Everybody knows this. When he gets a job, I'm running the asylum with the players I got on his team. I'm controlling the personnel. Case in point, he went to Houston and said James Harden ain't coming. Houston was dead bent on signing James Harden. Ime goes, nope, he ain't coming. I don't want him. He gonna hurt the team. Nope, James Harden, you can't come. They were sold on Harden going back. Harden thought he was going back. I'm going to lead the league in scoring again. I'm going back to H-Town, this, that, and the third. Nope, Ime cut it out. You know why? Because Ime is that type of dude. He is a man's man. You understand what I'm saying? That's the same thing. He held it down with Nia Long. You're like, hey, look, Nia, you ain't finna marry me? Hey, I'm finna go do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man's man. So at the end of the day, if Ime would have got the job with Brooklyn, Ime would have been the blanket between the front office and the players. Ime always would have stood tall and protected the players, and he would have made Kyrie and Kevin Durant feel like they were in a better situation because he would have took the heat as far as from the front office, and then he would have been able to manage and control the players better. When you got dude like Steve Nash who don't have your back, who have the back of the general manager because that's his boy in the front office, bro, that's why the situation went bad. If Ime was there, everything's different.
Two Buddy and Mars. I still need you to answer a question. But yo, Ticket, what you said about D'Lo is true. Shams just reported that the Hawks and Lakers are at the 90-yard line with the Murray trade. They're just looking for a third team for D'Lo. Trade coming soon.
I know everything I tell y'all is true. Only these clowns over here disagree with me and try to make me seem like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Damn.
I told y'all I cooked Mars so hard. Pause. I cooked him so bad the other day on the Detroit Pistons that he had to go in the comment section running his mouth, Doug, the man.
I did see that actually in the comment section. I was actually
running my mouth.
He has people thinking that James Wiseman is a bum. Mars literally has people thinking this, right? But he didn't. The problem with Mars is he ignored the whole other side of what could be causing that. Like we said, we've seen players, their trajectory have hurt the outcome of their career. I had Kwame Brown tell me, bro, imagine I'm coming to the league. I'm number 1 overall pick. I'm supposed to be getting the ball. And then 20 days before we start summer league, or excuse me, the season, Michael Jordan says, I'm coming back. Gang, your career's over with. Because now it ain't about you no more. It ain't about developing you and helping you. Now it's about Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So if you look at James Wiseman, he comes into a situation with the Warriors. He ain't coming where I'm getting the ball, they feed me, I get a chance to really do my thing, rock out. Nope. He coming to a team where Steph Curry the man. Now you got to do the auxiliary stuff. You got to do the other things. This is what UD and them was talking about on their new podcast show, the OGs. You seen that new podcast show with Udonis Haslem and Mike Miller, Doug?
I've seen like some clips of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
Hey, them dudes be giving y'all all the secrets, bro. UD sat up there and said, bro, listen, I was one of the better post scorers in college basketball. His coach, Billy Donovan, was on there talking about it. But when I came to the league, I couldn't make the league if I didn't change my game. So if you're James Wiseman literally came into a situation where he had to be different. That hurt. Ron, what's up, baby?
Hold up, Ron. I hear you, Ron. Yeah, we don't hear you, Ron.
What y'all up here capping about?
James Wiseman.
I'm just cooking Mars again on his bull job on James Wiseman. The dude is a straight.
I said, like, we don't need to pull up the.
I know. I read what you wrote in the comment section.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you can read.
This is from a previous episode.
Yeah, the last episode. When I
we don't need to pull up the footage of me outlining why him only playing 3 games at Memphis was a problem, why he wasn't ready for the league, and why his situation in college, because of what happened in terms of him taking money under the table, ruined his NBA readiness. Why I said him playing for a team that was trying to compete was bad for him. Why I said him going to Detroit in a situation where there was 4 bigs wasn't great for him. I said many reasons why he's not good. I said all of those things can be true. It doesn't change the fact that he's not good right now and he's terrible. I said all of those things. You can watch the footage. I said every single one of them. Everything you just said, I said all of it. I said I can understand they can all be contributing factors. That doesn't change that he's bad. Why he's bad doesn't change the fact that he is bad. So everything you said, I can agree wholeheartedly with. That is why he is bad. So I'm still right. He's bad.
I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's bad.
All right, cool. We disagree.
I think he's had bad situations and bad coaching. But see, that's the thing you ignore. You never talked about that sorry coach that they got over there right now.
Okay.
Is there any way that James Wiseman can be successful?
Yeah, Mars.
Yeah, I think he has talent. That was the thing I also said. I think he has talent and the potential to be a good big. He had a better shooting touch a while ago, probably because he was more in rhythm. I think he has a decent little face-up game. He's a good vertical athlete. But do I ever think he can be an all-star or someone worthy of a number 2 pick? No. I don't think that's going to happen. I think his athleticism isn't functional enough. Defensively, I don't think he's ever going to be a good defender. And
Mars, can we at least
he's very smart.
Mars, can we at least see this dude for an entire season getting consistent minutes and actually being involved?
You have to earn minutes. You can't just be given minutes for the sake of being given.
And I definitely appreciate that, but he hasn't even been given the opportunity to earn minutes.
No, he was, and he was. Please, I know there's Detroit fans in here. Anyone who's watched more Detroit than me, because I haven't watched all their games. Every time James Wiseman is on the floor, please, Detroit fans, tell me if you think he's worthy of more minutes.
But here's the difference, Mars. I've seen him. I've seen him in Detroit games. He looks lost, and that could be a part of what's going on there. What you want me to do? You want me to be here? Then you want me to be here? Then you want me to do this? Then you want me to do that? That could definitely be part of the system. What I'm asking for from him is what I'm asking for of him is I'm asking to get one season where I can see consistent minutes, where I could get 25, 30 minutes a night, and I could get 80 games. Then I can get a better gauge on what this dude really is. Well, as opposed
it's hard to give someone that many minutes, and when they're on the court, they're a criminal. But I mean, I guess
it's not. They did it to Killian Hayes,
and I think that's wrong. I've been saying
hold on.
They do it to Killian Hayes. That is true.
But that's my point. I agree. Hold on, Mars. You're right about that. You know why? Because we saw him have a chance and not be able to get it done. He actually had a chance. He actually was getting big minutes.
So basically, you're saying you want to wait to say I'm right until you see him get the 25 minutes to prove
No, because listen, I think that Killian Hayes is a whole different player from the big fella. I think that James Wiseman can really play. I just think that when you do that, Mars, which is you try to put everything on the onus on him, it seems like, even though you fake like you're gonna pretend like, oh yeah, I knew he wasn't in the most ideal situations. No, keep it real, bro. You never really got a chance to see him play his game and a team he put around him. When you're a number 1, number 2 overall pick, you're supposed to be getting Ja Morant, Zion Williamson type opportunities, bro. If you're not, how am I really supposed to evaluate and gauge you, bro? Anthony Bennett was getting it. And what happened?
No, he wasn't. They gave up on Anthony Bennett in a year.
No, I said he got a year.
I don't even think he got a year for real, but I'll say at most he got a year.
So okay,
at most he got a year.
Okay, bro. So, but it was
his you can go what time. Anthony Bennett was a number 1 pick and then was a throw-in a trade the next year.
No, I'm right, but
that's how little they believed in him as a number 1.
No, but I'm saying he had that year. Though is what I'm saying.
It wasn't really a year. They stopped playing him early on.
Mars, because they saw it. But James Wiseman,
that's the point.
Bro, you didn't get to see it with James Wiseman and Steph Curry, bro.
Yes, I think Bennett played 12 minutes a game in his first year
in Warriors.
Yes, hold on, dog.
He was playing in Golden State and was trash. He was playing.
Dog, let me ask you a question, dog. Was they not playing through him to start that season? Was they not trying to run the offense through him?
You talking about Anthony Bennett?
Yes. Tell the truth. When they started the season,
I'm not gonna lie. I
can just look at it from a minutes perspective. 15, 12, 12.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
5, 9.
Off of the rough memory, because I didn't watch a lot of Cleveland Cavs games back in 2014 because that crew was terrible. Like it was just a terrible crew. But I don't remember them really feeding into Anthony Bennett like that.
They gave up on him within a week.
Lord have mercy, man. Y'all ain't finna sit here and do this, bro.
James Wiseman's not good. James Wiseman's not good. They gave up on him early because he's not
only
good.
A few
I was not watching that Anthony Bennett Cavs team. I'm sorry. I wasn't.
Players in NBA history.
You don't throw a number 1 pick into a trade in his second year.
It's only a few of the top 2 players in the history of the league that we saw go in, not get a real opportunity to get the ball and really beat a man. Darko Milicic, because he was with a great Pistons team.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Adam Morrison, because he was with a great Lakers team that won 2 championships his first year in the league, coming out of Gonzaga. Right? Kwame Brown, because he was playing Michael Jordan, came back that year. And then James Wiseman, because he came to the league. He wasn't even supposed to be with the Warriors. The only reason why the Warriors got that is because they had injuries. He got hurt the year before, and it was put in that spot. So he wasn't even – he's supposed to be with a real bad team for real, to where if he was with a different team, Chilltown, we ain't even having this conversation. He have a whole different development, bro.
Somebody like that.
Yo, Ticket.
The Warriors came in playing Wiseman.
No, Mars is a disgusting individual. He'll come in here and he will tear players down, and he ain't even being logical about it, bro. But he ain't say one word about sorry ass money.
Ticket.
I'm waiting for him to tear down Jalen Green. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not being logical for saying James Wiseman's bad.
28 straight games, and he still sit out here marching the same big men out here every night. Come on, bro, make it make sense.
Before we move on, I just want to ask you, what does James Wiseman need to do to turn things around and become successful?
Get away from them, Nick. Man, get away from them, man. I'm serious though, bro. That makes me mad about Mars, man. That man, Ron, you tell me what other coach in the history of the NBA will lose 28 straight games and still march out the same starting lineup? Come on, bro.
He didn't though. That's
not true.
He moved Asar Thompson out the lineup. He added Jaden Ivey. He changed everything with that team. That's
and
not true.
And the team's been getting hurt in and out of the lineup the whole year.
Out here getting 9 points and 8 rebounds in 30 minutes, and he still was starting the other big boy. What you call
Isaiah Stewart.
So come on, man, cut it out.
Stewart's been hurt during that stretch too, so like that's not true.
He went through a stretch where he stopped. He went through a stretch where he stopped giving Marvin Bagley minutes to give James Wiseman more minutes. Isaiah Stewart missed time. Asar Thompson got moved to the bench. Bogdanovic came back in. Jaden Ivey got put in the starting lineup. Jalen Duren's missed time. That team has been moving in. The team's been changing left and right. To act like he hasn't changed anything is ludicrous, and that only comes from someone who clearly isn't watching the team. That team changes night in, night out.
James Wiseman?
Clears. It's not even close.
I think so. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I put my money on that, dog. I put my money on that, dog. What Jalen Durant averaging this season?
He's like 12, 13, and like 11, something like that.
James Wiseman was averaging that last year with the Pistons, bro, in limited time. So what are we talking about?
It's not about the stats. I keep trying to tell you.
Now it's not about the stats.
But now I've been saying that. I've been saying that the whole time I spoke about James Wiseman.
James Wiseman had a better effect on that team last year when he was starting and getting minutes than Durant is this year. They lost 28 straight games, bro.
I mean, they didn't lose 28 straight games with James Wiseman starting.
I don't respect. They ain't. That would have never happened.
Can you argue that?
James Wiseman was 13-8, not whatever you said.
So 13-8. That's almost a double-double.
Jalen Durant clears, but his stats are damn near just the same, if not a little bit less. But his effect is
the games with our eyes. We watch the games. We look at them play. It's a magical thing when you watch someone play. You can see.
Chill. You putting out the same starting big man if you lose 28 straight games, bro.
Jalen Duren didn't play all those games because he missed time. So
no, but they still did. Hold on, but they still. How many games did James Wiseman start this year?
James Wiseman doesn't start.
That's my point.
Because he's a bomb.
So what are they doing in front of him that's getting their ass kicked every night?
Better bums. Happy?
Go ahead, Ron.
Pimp named Slickback just sent through a super chat and said, what are you guys' thoughts on the Celtics-Denver game? I'm worried about the Celtics' over-reliance on the three-pointer. Also, the Celtics defense has no answer for the Murray and Jokic two-man game.
I want Chilltown to say something, right? Mainly because I remember me and him on Fluent and Chill when I filled in for Fluent. We had a conversation about Luka and Jayson Tatum, and it's so disrespectful, Chill. You're a very disrespectful person, and I'm starting this new chat. We gotta stop letting these old heads live, man. You gotta stay. You gotta sit here and get on that. You gotta get off that Jayson Tatum train because I have not seen a top 10 player get so much grace being on a great team for years now, and I've not seen a top 10 player not get that much criticism the way JT just gets overlooked year in and year out. It's crazy to me.
Yo,
and
Dub,
specifically from you.
Top
people
15.
Were killing top 15. Now, people were killing Luka Doncic for missing the playoffs when it wasn't you. I believe you didn't kill him, but people were killing Luka Doncic for missing playoffs when his whole team went through a roster change, right? So I just want to know, Chill. Because I believe you watched the game. I think he was very upset watching the game with Mars. No, what's your talks about JT, man? Because I'm tired of this JT train hype. I'm really tired of it. I got another one in Real Talk is on it, and I don't like it at all.
Well, two things, though. I think that the gap. Remember the gap that I was talking about with Luka and Jayson Tatum, where I felt like that it was closing. Well, when he plays the way he's been playing, it's actually widening now. And it's getting further away. Number two, don't concern yourself with the fact that the Boston Celtics, I don't like the way that they shoot threes. That's who they are. That's who they always been. They're a long ball shooting team. It's not like all of a sudden these guys shoot the long ball. And number three, I'm not a Celtic fan. I'm a JT guy. But I can also talk about him when he's not doing what I think he should be doing. So I watched him a couple of nights ago against Denver, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. Let me tell you what I saw. I saw a 2022 NBA Finals Jayson Tatum. I saw the dude standing in the corner. I saw the dude with his head down. I saw him shying away from the ball when we got into the meat and potatoes of the game. I saw a dude being disengaged. I saw a dude settling for shots where he could get better looks. I saw a dude not defending like he could or like he should, and not realizing that, yo, B, you are the man on this team. And if you are the man on this team, you got to play like the man on this team. You got to walk like the man on this team. You got to talk like the man on this team. And you're not doing any of that. In fact, what you're doing is you're giving that to somebody else. And if you don't want to be that, then let us know so we can get somebody else. Let us know that.
We try to tell you that, but you
no.
Hold on. I said that to, hold on. I said that to you.
Here's the difference. I'm not. Here's the difference is that I'm not off the train. I'm not off of it. I'm not off of it. I'm not immediately out. I'm not. This is what.
How many more examples do you need, bro?
This is motivation. Listen, my man.
One of the worst teams in the clutch this year.
Yes. Hey, hold on, Doug. How many more examples do Chilltown need to see these dudes choke before he said, you know what, he's a choke artist?
Let's not forget, especially with this gap with JT and Luka, right?
That's a fact.
JT was, let's not forget, JT made it to the finals, but he went through a Heat team that was hurt, and he was almost lost to that team right there because he wasn't being consistent.
One shot away,
At least Luka, he's going up against the Golden State Warriors who won the chip, and he's balling in the postseason almost every single round. This guy JT, a hurt and hobbled Heat team, almost dethroned that team in the East in 2022. But we still think that there's not, like, you really still think that even at that time in which you said it, that there wasn't a considerable gap? It's crazy to me. And the Boston Celtics, I don't think
it was a considerable gap. No, I thought that the gap closed 100%. He had a career year last year, and I'm not going to argue that. But this year, if we're going off this year, that gap is definitely wide. 100% is at, because Luka has done.
And this is why we got to stop letting old heads live this year, bro. We just got to stop letting it happen. This is insane.
Luka has done more with less. Not only has he done more with less, he's played better, and playing better. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference between being a better player and playing better. But I think Luka at this time definitely better. I don't even.
That's the problem with you though, Chilltown. You a walking contradiction. Because like Dub say, like, bro. You'll sit up here and say that LeBron James, when he came in the league, his teams were poorly constructed and that management wasn't behind him. Well, man, you cannot say that for Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum, I told you last time, since day one, this man had a championship level team and has not gotten it done. Every single year, he has not gotten it done, bro. Every year.
And I'm on record saying that, Ticket. I'm on record saying that we can't just keep getting it. We can't. We cannot just keep getting it. That doesn't mean that I got to be out.
So I'm saying, when are you out on him? Is there a limit? Because you came on here before. Last year, you said I'm out on Cat. Then you'll say I'm out on this player. I'm out on that. When are you going to be out on Jayson Tatum? Because he's had.
And Ticket, to be fair, and Showtime, to be fair, before you go, I want to say this. To be fair, like I said before, if this was KD, this was AD, if this was Braun, if this was even Steph, if this was Luka, if they had a crew like this, especially this crew right here, close to a super team right now with KP, Derek White balling best basketball he's played in his whole entire career. Derek White's been doing that. Drew Holiday. If they are still struggling, like you said, to 2022 Jayson Tatum, they would be killing and cooking all of those guys. Why is it that he doesn't get the same line share of criticism? Because I remember everyone was cooking AD. I think you was cooking AD too, but he's on an even worse crew. So why is JT not over here getting cooked as well?
And if you heard anything that I've said, Dub, I said, quote, they got to win it this year. They have to. There is no excuse. If they do not, and he's got to be a big reason why they win it. If they don't, I can't stay. I can't keep talking about you the way I talk about you, bro. I can't keep doing it. There's no way that I can keep defending this if they don't, because this is the best team you ever been on. Not only is this the best team you ever been on, this is the best opportunity for you to do it. This is the best opportunity for you to do it. When James Harden had Joel Embiid last year, first of all, he had Joel Embiid in his prime. I can't talk. That's different than having Dwight Howard when he was on the other side of who he used to be. He had him, and he had who am I thinking about? Joel Embiid. He had him in his prime. He had Chris Paul, who was still damn good. Jayson Tatum, same logic. This is the best opportunity that you have. I'm getting to the point with him. I'm getting to the point with him where every year I can't keep saying, yo, next year. I can't keep saying that. I can't.
So I'm saying, when is your limit?
This season.
You heard that right now, Dub.
This season,
If they don't win,
they have to win
Here's
this
no
year.
failure this season, and you come back next season talking about some. Yeah,
They have to win it.
Analyze what I was saying, man. And,
No, they have to win it this season. They have to.
And he don't have no excuses, bro.
They got to win it. They have to win it. He's got to get it done.
Remember in NBA history, maybe Mars said outside of Magic Johnson. I think Mars said that.
And I'm a Jayson Tatum fan. I'm a big time Jayson Tatum fan. But I can't talk about you like I talk about the top 5 players in the game if you don't do what they do. Especially in this particular situation.
Chill. Let me ask you this question. Because see, this is what gonna show y'all levels. If Giannis was on that team instead of Tatum, do you think Giannis gets that team over the hump by now?
Oh yeah.
See,
this team now.
Hey yo, he's a fraud, Mars. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. No, he's a fraud. I got him. You gotta think about that. You gotta think about that.
Let me make sure I'm under.
He's a fraud. Hey, Ron. He's a fraud. You gotta think about that.
Chill. Any iteration of the Celtics since JT got on the team.
Let me make sure I'm understanding.
If Giannis is on this team they have now, he's winning.
That's crazy, man.
No, but Mars, I'm saying any iteration of the Celtics. The Celtics from 3 years ago, the Celtics from 4 years ago.
The haters. Hey, Dub. I told you this dude is disgusting, man.
I had to make sure that I heard you correct. Okay, Giannis on the 2023-24 Celtics with Porzingis and Drew Holiday and Derek White. Yeah, they absolutely win the NBA championship. I had to think about that.
They won multiple. Forget one.
But
yeah, they're not losing. I don't see them losing.
With that being said, I don't think that Jayson Tatum is better or as good as Giannis. I never said that. And I will never say that. I ain't gonna say never, but he ain't better than he ain't better than Giannis. No, no way is he better than Giannis.
Fellas, we got a super
better team, right?
Who has a better team? Jayson Tatum?
You think Tatum has a better team, right?
I think they got the best team in the league. Not a better team than Milwaukee. I think they got the best team in the league.
But y'all call me delusional. Go ahead, Ron.
MP13 said.
What part about? I'm sorry.
He keeps saying, "Hey, yo, I want to be serious."
Ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
This man keeps saying that Tatum and them got the best team in the league. They're gonna win a chip all these years, right? They never do it, dog. They never do it. Hey, Dub, listen. Dub, let's be honest. Miami almost swept them boys last year. Did you see Chilltown after Game 3 last year? Chilltown shit his pants on national TV last year, right here on this show.
And I'm not gonna lie. This year, if the Miami sees Boston Celtics this year too, the Boston Celtics gonna be wetting their pants again because I'm not gonna lie, bro. What we've been seeing from the Celtics crew, my whole thing is, especially delivering late in game, in the playoffs, that's so crucial. And when you have a team as bad as the Celtics are, in those high pressure scenarios, those high pressure moments when the game gets tough and you can't deliver, bro, that's a glaring issue that the Celtics need to fund. They're winning 3 straight. I think they're winning 3 straight with that. That's crazy. Yes, they would have been won a chip if I'm gonna be honest. If Luka was there, and there's not a considerable gap. What are we talking about?
Come on, man. Come on, we ain't finna do that. No dice.
MP13 said, Chilltown, how much money do I have to pay to somehow get a message to Tatum that the point of driving to the rim is to actually finish and score?
Yep.
Not running there with no plan for and look for calls.
You should have seen him last night. Forget what you saw against Denver. You should have seen him last night, fishing for fouls, not really looking to finish, flopping. And he just looked like he was there last night. Last night, Mars and I watched that game. He just looked like he was there. Like, all right, I'm here for work, and I'm showing up. He just looked like he was there. And moving forward, my man, that's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. Absolutely not. And as much of a JT fan that I am, it's difficult to come up here and defend him with stuff like this going on. It is. And with the team that he got right now, and I'm not going to completely sound the alarm because they still in first place. They got the best record in the NBA. He's still playing like a first-team All-NBA performer. With all of that being said, we are at the point like we were with Kawhi Leonard. Like, you got to get it done. And Leonard got it done. Leonard absolutely got it done. So you have to get, if I'm going to talk about you, like I talk about these other guys in the top 5, in the top 10, if I'm going to talk about you like that, it has to be something signature. Yeah, I saw you last year in Game 7 go for 50 and close the series out. Yeah, I saw you last year in Game 6 steal that game in Philadelphia. Yeah, I saw you go into Milwaukee and put 46 on Giannis in an elimination game, and I saw you eliminate Giannis. Yeah, I did see all of those things. Now we are in a particular situation. That's why I was talking about you like I was talking about you. But now we're in a situation where this is the best team that you have ever been on. You have to win. We can't just keep getting there. And my patience is running short, very short.
And for those who don't know, JT had 18 points last night. He shot 4 for 17
shots.
Did shoot 9 for 12
Don't
from the line.
Don't listen.
I even think if you put Ant-Man in that spot, Ant-Man already gets it done.
Don't listen to the
If
stat
Shay's
line.
there, I'm not gonna lie.
If Shay's there right now, if you change him for Shay,
Oh
Shay
my
gets
God.
that team over the hump. Ant-Man gets that team over the hump. Giannis gets that team over the hump.
This the same
Mars
shit.
gets that team over the hump.
This the same, and we still have to see it. Yes, we do. We still have to see it.
And
Bro,
also,
I just don't understand where you get your logic from, bro.
I do want to acknowledge the fact that it's not just Jayson Tatum over there as well. It's another guy over there who's very, very inconsistent too.
That's why. Hold on, but that's why we saying that, Ron. But this dude that's in the middle between me and you, he somehow he keep thinking that this duo can work. I told him Jalen Brown is not worth $300 million with $300 million in his pocket. He's not.
Nobody's worth that. None of these dudes is worth that. You can suck your teeth all you want. Nobody's worth that. No.
Jalen Brown did have a triple-double last night. He had 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 10
not worth
assists.
$300 million.
I don't understand how on a night where it doesn't matter who you're playing. Now they played the Rockets and they did win, but how does Jayson Tatum have 18 points and Jalen Brown has 13? Now they can get away with it now because Kristaps Porzingis had 32 points.
Ron, don't do it again.
And Derek White had 21. No, they can afford to get away with it on a Sunday night playing against the Rockets, but on a Sunday night in Game 7, you're not going to get away with that. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Nobody's worth $300 million. That's a lie.
What are you
Luka
implying,
Doncic is
Ron?
worth $300 million. That's a lie. Giannis Antetokounmpo is worth $300 million.
I don't understand.
That's a lie.
But the point I'm trying to make is they can get away with it right now playing against the Houston Rockets. When you're playing against the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 7, when you're playing against the 76ers in Game 7, when you're playing against the Miami Heat in Game 7, those two dudes cannot afford to not show up.
They go away with it against the
Ron,
Houston
this
Rockets.
man said nobody's worth $300 million. Y'all missed that.
No, we didn't miss that. No, they didn't miss that.
Shay's worth $300 million.
Who?
Shai Alexander's worth $300 million.
I think everyone's worth as much as someone's willing to pay.
Hold on, Mars. Hold on. Anthony Edwards is worth $300 million.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is worth $300 million.
Is he worth $400 million? Because
Right?
that's what it's going to be next
Joel
after that.
Embiid is worth $300 million.
So that's what it's going to be?
No, I'm telling you.
Is it going to be over the?
Nobody's worth that. I'm
I
telling
don't think so.
all of these dudes.
If Jalen's worth that, I think
money,
they're
bro.
worth it too.
So don't say that, bro.
I don't think Jalen's worth that.
I
That's
agree.
the difference. I don't think he's worth that. That's the difference. And Ron, just so you know, don't let that 18 points fool you last night. It was way worse than that. It was way worse than that. He wasn't doing anything, to be honest with you. Rebounding, he was getting rebounds, wide open rebounds, him shooting bad threes. Now, I'm definitely being critical of Jayson Tatum right now, 100%. And yo, my man, you definitely need to play better because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable.
Do you think they beat the Bucks last year if Middleton's healthy?
If Middleton was healthy, do they beat the Bucks?
Yeah.
Was it Middleton healthy last year?
Let's talk about 22. Not
I had
last year.
in 2020. I had the Bucks winning the championship that year.
Right. Okay. So then that's been my point to you then.
I had the Bucks winning the NBA championship that year.
Right,
I didn't think
but
Boston
all
was there yet. I didn't think Boston was there yet.
Oh,
No,
so
I
you
didn't.
didn't think they was there then with Ime?
I didn't think they was there yet. No, I didn't. I didn't think they
You
were
didn't
there
think
yet.
they was there with Ime, but you think they're there with Kaká?
Yes, I do. I think they better because I do think that they're better, but I still see some of the things that I saw from 2 years ago, and that's not good enough. That's not going to get it done. That is not going to get it done. Now, with all of that being said, I'm not jumping out the window going, "Yo, this team sucks." Jayson Tatum, you suck. No, what I am saying is that if I'm going to talk about you like you are a top 5 player, like a top 10 player, you got to start playing like it. You have to. This ain't good enough.
Yo, we got some super chats,
Rob,
y'all.
he thinks the Celtics is better with Mazzulla's Mazzullin than Ime Udoka. That's all we need to be said. This man need a brain scan, a CAT scan on his immediately from what he just said.
Gotta stop letting these old head live, man.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
MP13 said, chill. Name 5 players on Tatum's tier and then hypothetically put them on the Celtics, replacing Tatum over the last few years and decide whether or not they'd win the chip year by year. Do we want to do this?
Jimmy
Yeah, go
Butler.
ahead, chill. I want to go ahead, chill.
So
In the last 5 years, go ahead. You got it.
So we'll start from the top. The Joker wins an NBA championship with this team. Giannis wins an NBA championship with this team. Luka wins an NBA championship with this team. Curry wins an NBA championship with this team. KD wins an NBA championship with this team. James wins an NBA championship with this team.
No, I disagree with that. He'd have traded the whole team halfway through the season when they went on 3 games.
Again, James wins an NBA championship with this team. I think Devin Booker wins an NBA championship with this team.
What? Yo, chill. Come on, bro. Chill.
Does
You're not
AD
gonna chill. You're not gonna
Anthony Davis, I think he wins an NBA championship with this team.
chill.
Chill.
Jimmy Butler?
Come on, bro.
Jimmy Butler.
I think Buckets wins an NBA championship with this team. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Hold on for a second.
You think Devin Booker? Chill, Tim. Let me ask you a question. You think Devin Booker is better than Jayson Tatum? Do y'all believe that? Do y'all think Devin Booker is better than Jayson Tatum?
No.
I can't.
They're in the same tier for me.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
Absolutely. D-Book is absolutely
Bro,
better than
stop
Tatum.
it, bro.
And yo, here's the difference. In the clutch, D-Book act like he got some sense. D-Book act like he trying to win the game.
What?
Closing games. What are you talking
Sorry.
about?
We can always run to 1 or 2 closing games. I'm talking about on a consistent basis.
1 or 2.
In
It's
the clutch.
consistently the closing games. He plays terrible.
Thank you.
Consistently.
In the clutch of any game, D-Book acts like he got some sense and he trying to win.
Ron, come on, bro.
Oh no, Ron. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta reevaluate that.
Ron, hold on, Ron. And
What's up?
before I gotta get up out of here, let me cook your antennas over that overhyped, fake ass big 3 y'all got over there in Indiana that's getting the hell beat out. They 0-2 already, baby. All the losses piling up. And y'all went and got Siakam, baby.
Pickett didn't say a word, Ron, when they was 10-3 with Halliburton out the lineup. He ain't say a word, not one word when he was out the lineup. Now all of a sudden, they've lost their last 2 games. Ticket want to run his mouth. You got some nerve, Ticket.
Chill, because
it was
Ron
rolling
was saying,
when he got hurt.
Chill.
Right?
When they got
Crazy
Siakam,
nerve.
Ron was saying game over when they got Siakam. But the only thing they with Siakam, they've been awful.
I wasn't that high.
They can't get a win. They just got Big Pascal. They can't get a win. What happened?
Hey, Ticket, you do know Tyrese Halliburton didn't play
I
last
don't
night,
give a
right?
damn worry yet. You still got Big Pascal and all the other dudes.
You do know he didn't play last night, right? You do know it's a transition.
No.
You do know it's a transition when you do get a player,
Yeah,
no matter what the caliber is.
Tyrese and Pascal's first game back against the Blazers, and then Indiana going up against the Suns that are actually playing very well right now. Without Tyrese, I mean, we can't use that as a sample of how good they can be. That's 2 games where the first game's back.
This is supposed to be the team that Ron and them acting like can challenge the Bucks and all this other stuff. But when little old Hallie is hurt again, they can't. They can't get
that is a crazy bar, though, Ron. I don't think
I never said they could challenge the Bucks.
You did say that. You're a liar.
I never said they will beat the Bucks.
You said they could challenge the Bucks. You did say that.
I never said they will beat the Bucks. I said they will make it a series just like they beat the Bucks ass all year. And keep in mind, you know I'm a Bucks guy, but I'm not. I never said they'll beat the Bucks. I never said they'll beat the Sixers. I never said they'll beat the Celtics. But I did say that they will make it a series. That series will go to 6 games.
I disagree. I think Pascal's hurt their team. And I ain't saying because he's a bad player. No, I think he's hurt their team because some guys.
You hate Hallie so much.
You're not hearing me.
That no matter who would have went over there. Yo,
you're missing my point. I'm not saying because of Halliburton. I'm saying because I don't think that's a good fit with him and Miles Turner there. I don't think those two. I don't like that fit together. Even with Hallie on the court, I don't like that fit together. Those 2 guys.
Ticket, that's one of the best front courts in the NBA.
No, it's not to me.
Why not?
Because I don't think the fit is correct. I don't think that they play enough off of each other for it to be right. Even with Hallie on the court, I don't see those guys I don't see it mixing and matching correctly. You know what I mean? Let me give you an example. If I'm the Lakers and I have AD and I have Gafford, that's a great mix for me. Because now I got a guy who's playing like Gafford plays and I got a guy who's playing like AD plays. So one guy, washes the hands for the other. With these 2 guys, I don't like the dynamics of because Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner kind of play in the same areas. They kind of play in the same. They kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that. They kind of need the same space out there on the court.
They contradict each other basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I said the Chilltown about the Celtics with Tatum and Brown. They both in the same. They both need the same type of space. They both need to operate. They both need that ball in the wing and operate. It's like you got a team with 2 T-Max on it. You can only have one. In that situation, it's not going to work. They're not going to work like Kawhi and Paul George work. They got great chemistry with each other. So it's not going to work like that. That's a different situation. It just sometimes styles make fights. And that team, bro, even with Holly coming back, it's going to be hard because who's going to, like with Miles Turner likes to shoot threes. Pascal likes to shoot threes sometimes. They both like to post up. They both like to operate in the same area. So if you're both in the same area and that paint is clogged up, whatever, how am I going to get space? How am I going to, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole lot of stuff that I don't like with that team right now.
I hear what you're saying. It is a little bit of redundancy. The thing about those two is they could both stretch the floor. And they might not be the best floor spacers, but they can both step out to the 3-point line. But honestly, Miles Turner just got to fall back and let Pascal Siakam be Pascal Siakam.
Well, he got to fall back.
What do you mean? Why you got to fall back? That's Pascal Siakam.
Well, all right, dog.
He better than Miles Turner.
All right, bro.
I don't think Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam do the same thing. I think Pascal Siakam is more of a 3-man than they got him playing at the 4. In fact, he's one of the best transition players in the game. And him playing on the wing, I think that's going to help him and Halliburton because Halliburton is one of the best transition guards in the game, especially as a distributor. I think that could work. I don't think it's a needle mover where they now championship contenders because I still think that they fall away. But I think that with Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton, I do think that works with those two guys. With with Pascal Siakam being more on the wing than playing the power forward. I do think that.
And I don't think that they don't clog the paint at all for each other. Let's not act as Miles Turner can be a guy that's going to give you 7, 8. Sometimes against the Blazers, he gave you like 10. He gave you 10 shot attempts, but he made like 6 threes. So like Pascal Siakam and Miles Turner clogging each other's way.
Yeah,
that's
but
not at all going to happen at all.
That's not what he's used to. Miles Turner's also listen what I'm saying to you. Miles Turner's not used to just standing on the 3-point line. He's used to crashing the board. Listen, he's used to crashing the boards too. He's used to. So listen, what I'm saying. I ain't talking about just offense. Listen, what I'm saying. He is, bro.
I'm listening to you. Take it. Keep going.
You watch Miles Turner. When he shoots threes, a lot of his threes will come off picking pops and stuff like that. He's not just gonna stand out there on the 3-point line, spot up and wait. If you got Siakam in the game, Siakam likes to post up a lot. So now what are you doing? You have to kind of put him at the top of the key or the top of the perimeter on the other side of the court, out on the perimeter. That takes away from what Miles Turner also likes to do, which is crash the boards and rebound, get offensive rebounds, play around the basket. Because
Turner don't crash the boards like that. He gets rebounds because he's the big man, but he's not this crazy. He's not this crazy rebounder that's crashing the board.
He all over the offensive boards. He's on the offensive boards.
Miles Turner be standing at the 3-point line religiously a lot of the times. Like, what are we talking about? And then it's actually the reverse. He every now and then he gets on the low post, but he definitely pick and pop. He's standing on top of the key at the 3-point line. Bro, he gets a lot of actions like that. What are we talking about?
How many rebounds does Miles Turner average, Mars?
Like maybe 7 or 8.
I know in a month of 7.
How many rebounds he averaged, Mars?
Like 7 or 8. Yeah, 7.
And how many minutes?
27.
Thank you. That's great boarding right there.
What? You are a lie. No, you're lying. You're lying. 7? No.
What's his 36? What's his 36, Mars?
9.
Thank you. That's
still
solid.
not double. What? First 36 minutes? No. He should be a double-digit ticket. He should be a double-digit rebounder. He should be a double-digit rebounder. You know where I'm at with Miles Turner.
Hey, we got super chats. We got super chats, y'all. I got a $20 super chat, and this has to be read. Yersta said, Mars, did you figure out the Luka plus minus stat padding with stat padding the stats with minimum impact? ? He limited the potential of the Mavs, asking since you asked about it 2-3 times. Also, Mavs need offensive coach to maximize Luka and Kai ?
I don't know the actual reason. My not theory, my belief is the Mavs have players who can do more than what they're asked to do when Luka's on the floor. That's what I think it is. I think Luka isn't required to do as much of the heavy lifting as he does. I think the Mavs have competent pieces, which is why I think they don't.
Outside of Kyrie, Mars.
Well, now I think it's Kyrie, Tim Hardaway, guys
Hey,
like
hold on.
Josh
You
Green
think
are
Tim
good role
Hardaway?
players. Those guys,
Hold on, stop right
I
there 1
think,
second, Marsh. You think Tim Hardaway can consistently create his own shot without Luka?
I think, given the opportunity to expand his game and his responsibilities, the Mavs don't fall off a cliff. That's what I'm saying. That's what I believe.
Mars Blackman,
Yes.
the science professor of basketball here on Players Choice.
Mhm.
You're gonna sit up here with a straight face and tell me that you think that if Tim Hardaway Jr., who can't create his own shot, if you help him create it, you're gonna sit up here and tell me you think that without Luka, if he was given more of an opportunity, he'll be able to create, be a better shot.
Did you listen to what I just said?
I heard exactly what you said, brother.
Okay, so repeat what I said back to me.
I said that. What I said was, lad, I said that given the chance that Luka is not on the court, that Tim Hardaway Jr. Would have more opportunity to create his own shot. I think he would be better in that.
No, that's not what I said. I said the Mavs wouldn't fall off a cliff if you expand the responsibility.
You said that last.
Yeah, I said the Mavs wouldn't fall off a cliff if guys like Tim Hardaway Jr.'s role were expanded to do more than what they are asked to do. That doesn't mean I think Tim Hardaway Jr. needs to be given the ball to go ISO every possession. It means I think the Mavs have players who can do more than catch and shoot.
Who
But
else?
Luka,
Such as
Kyrie and Tim Hardaway Jr. were the two
No,
I pointed
outside of Kyrie.
to. Kyrie and Tim Hardaway Jr. are the two I pointed to on the team this year. In the past, I think it was Jalen Brunson and Kristaps Porzingis. I think when you play with Luka, you get relegated to a role where your game gets minimized. You believe the same thing with LeBron James and Kevin Love and Chris Bosh. It's the same concept I have with Luka. I think these guys can do more, get asked to do less because Luka is so great with the ball in his hands. You give him the ball. But when you watch the Mavs play when Luka's not on the floor, the reason they don't look terrible is because these guys can play basketball and can do more. That's my belief. And the reason I started thinking about this is because when I looked at the numbers of how the Mavs play when Luka's not on the floor, they're good. They outscore teams. They play better than the opposing team. And this is not in the minutes where they're already up 20. This is in games that are close, games that are tight, meaningful minutes. The Mavs don't fall off a cliff when Luka's not on the floor. With guys like Kyrie and Tim Hardaway Jr. and Josh Green and even Jaden Hardy in his limited time, the Mavs offense doesn't fall off a
The
cliff.
Mavs are not a playoff team without Luka.
That's not my point. That's not my point.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going, Miles.
That's not. They weren't a playoff team with Luka last year, but that's not my point. My point is Luka is so great with the ball in his hands that you want to give him the ball, but it leads people into a false sense of belief that the Mavs can't do anything without Luka.
Do you believe the Mavs are a playoff team without Luka? A playoff team
in this West. Probably not. Probably a play.
Okay, so hold on. So that's my point. My point is this: outside of Kyrie,
Tim
Hardaway Jr. ain't creating nothing. He ain't creating nothing but some new Just for Men on his beard to make it look fuller.
I'm not saying the Mavs are going to have playoff success without Luka because clearly they have Luka. The point I'm saying is with Luka on the court, if these guys still got their responsibilities expanded, I think the Mavs would be better than they are now.
Why he didn't go to New York then when Luka wasn't on the court?
So is it?
It's not just about Tim Hardaway. Jesus Christ! It's not just about Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm going back in time. I'm going back in time from when they had Porzingis in 2020, when they had Jalen Brunson. Now when they have Kyrie. All I'm saying is the Mavs consistently in Luka's career don't play terribly when Luka's not on the floor. The reason I believe that is because their players are capable of doing more than they get asked to do when Luka's out there with them. Because when you have a player as good as Luka, you put the ball in his hands and it makes sense because he can create good shots for everyone all the time. But the reason this team doesn't just fall off a cliff when he's not out there is because I think these guys can do more. Maybe it is just Kyrie. Maybe I think Kyrie is so great that he can shoulder a larger offensive load. Give all the credit to Kyrie. I don't care if you want to harp on Tim Hardaway Jr. Kyrie can do more, and he shows that he can do more when Luka's not on the floor. Jalen Brunson can do more. He's showing it in New York. He showed it in Dallas when Luka wasn't on the court. When Jalen Brunson was on the team, the Dallas Mavericks were still a good team. When Luka wasn't on the court and Porzingis was on the team, the Dallas Mavericks were still a good team. They were still outscoring teams. Their offense didn't fall off a cliff. Their defense was better. I think these players and these teams can still do more than if you give them the opportunity to do more. That doesn't mean take the ball completely out of Luka's hands. It means, hey, Luka, you have guys who can do other things. Maybe if you work on your catch and shoot spot up game, maybe if you do more without the basketball, maybe if you cut a bit more, maybe if you play in the post more and use that to leverage opportunities for other people. We don't need you to dribble the ball 26 times at the top of the key to create good offense because we have players who can do other things and be better than just catch and shoot guys. I don't think what I'm saying is crazy. Maybe
Hard.
maybe you think it's crazy. I'm just saying I think the team's
So
good.
every game that the Mavs
Question
lost,
question
you know,
mark.
every game,
Has
every
Luka
game the Mavs lost without Luka, they got blown out.
has Luka?
Case in point, without Luka Doncic, here's the scores of the games and all losses: 118, 108, 139. Excuse me, 118, 110, 122, 96, 108, 94, and 139, 103.
Okay, so as I was saying, this isn't about winning games completely without Luka Doncic because Luka is on the team. My whole point is in the time in which Luka isn't on the court, not 48-minute games. You want to go on a 20-game stretch without Luka, you're going to win 11. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when Luka is available and playing, and you have lineups where Luka's not on the floor, these guys can compete and they play decently well. They don't completely struggle without him. Then he comes back on the floor. And all of a sudden, everyone's relegated to be spot shooters, and you minimize the responsibility they have. Where I think they can still expand that game, and that will raise the ceiling of the team. There's no teams that ever win with a guy who's asked to do as much as Luka Doncic is asked to do. So it happened with James Harden, it happened with LeBron his first time around in Cleveland. No one wins when you have someone doing so much for a team's offense. It's never worked. I don't think it's going to work with Luka Doncic. I don't think it was going to work with James Harden. James Harden's the closest I've seen it happen because he forced that Warriors team to 7 games. And that was when you had Chris Paul who was able to do more, and especially when James Harden wasn't on the floor. So I think this is a better recipe to not win, but it's great floor raising. It's great for a team that wants to make the playoffs. But if you want to win a championship, you have to trust your teammates to do more. I think that's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying.
Mars says Luka tricked
I don't
us.
think that's crazy.
Mars says Luka tricked us into thinking that these guys aren't as good as they really are.
I don't think Luka
I don't
tricked
think it's
y'all.
trickery. I think this is just what happens when someone
I just don't think people are paying attention, mainly because if we go back a couple years ago, I remember there being the same stretch where people was like, oh yeah, take this guy off, take Luka off the Mavs. You know, they're not the playoff team. Luka got hurt in the regular season. They were still winning games and performing quite well. Against the Utah Jazz, when Luka's not playing, they're still winning games in the postseason. So my whole thing is, and this is not a way to, because, you know, I'm very high on Luka Doncic. This is not a way to diminish Luka and what he could bring, but let's not act as if the Dallas Mavericks are this trash team that can't play basketball without him. Because I believe right now they're like 3-3 without Luka Doncic this year.
It's 3-4. They're 3-4.
They're 3-4 without Luka Doncic this year.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Yeah, it's not ridiculous. They blew out Portland. They beat
But it's not terrible.
It's a 7-game sample size.
Right.
It's
If they
not
were 4-3, are we going to say that's
the whole
winning?
point-
Like
the whole point is the Dallas Mavericks has good pieces around that crew. Let's not act as if Luka Doncic, like when Ticket says this team is not a playoff team, I think they're competing for the playoffs, but maybe they won't make it. But they're definitely a good enough team to be able to make that 7 to 8 seed spot.
Yo, I don't want to get into a hypothetical debate about Luka not being there and whether they're a playoff team because Luka is there. What I do want to say, though, is this is the reason why, and I got to keep my logic consistent. This is why I say free DeJounte. I got to say the same thing about free Kyrie because I hate to see a good talent get relegated to a lesser role than they deserve. We all know what Kyrie brings to the table.
Sacrifice, bro. That's what a sacrifice, bro.
To what avail, Chill?
To winning. That's what it is.
What is
Winning.
Kyrie
That's what the sacrifice for.
Ron, when has Kyrie ever been a number one guy, Ron? When?
It's not about him being a number one. But he's been a great number two. One of the better number. He's been one of the better number twos that we've seen over the last 10 years.
I'm saying, what is he being delegated to with Luka? What do you mean?
What do you see Kyrie's numbers when Luka's there and when he's not there?
Hold on, but that's because Kyrie don't be out there missing shots. That ain't because Luka. A lot of them nights Kyrie be going 5 or 17 from the field.
It's about rhythm. We understand the concept of rhythm, right?
Yes, we do.
Kyrie's rhythm and how he gets his shots is very different when Luka's on the floor than when he's not. I'm not saying that explains 5 or 17, but it explains why he has to play different.
Was that different than when he played with LeBron James in his prime?
Yes. If you look at how he got his shots when he played with LeBron to how he gets his shots when he plays with Kyrie is different. Yes, it's different.
And it's different. LeBron was just as ball dominant.
No, he wasn't.
LeBron gave the ball actually
more
to Kyrie.
He wasn't.
Kyrie was taking more shots than LeBron James actually.
LeBron was just as ball
dominant.
dominant.
No, he wasn't. That's just not true.
Look up LeBron's usage those years.
Usage rate isn't about ball dominance.
It's different. It's different. Bron let all his teammates rock. Bron's never had a teammate that he doesn't let rock. Bron will give you the ball,
especially if you can rock. Especially if you can rock, he absolutely is doing that. And tomorrow,
Luka didn't let Jalen Brunson rock.
No,
Luka
but
didn't let.
Luka and Jalen Brunson played together. Was Jalen Brunson rocking and rolling? Did he have a block rocking and rolling?
They
we-
shared
Jalen Brunson kind of
we-
just
we
rocked
even-
himself.
They
Okay,
shared the ball.
hold on,
Ticket.
you didn't even know Jalen Brunson was really like that. You ain't even know he was like that until you seen him in the playoffs, and that's because
He was balling the whole season.
and that's because Luka was out the lineup. You didn't know he was that nice.
Just so you know, just so I can point out the lie, because Ticket doesn't know this, and I don't blame him for not knowing this. I just had to look it up. 2017 Cavs, Kyrie Irving had a larger time of possession on average than LeBron James. Usage rate isn't about how much you have the ball. That's why your usage stats you don't understand. Usage rate isn't about how much you have the ball. You don't know what usage rate is, so you use it to act like it's how much you have the ball. That's not what it is. How much someone has the ball. What is usage rate? Go and explain what
usage rate is how much you have, how much of the percentage of the time that you have the ball in your hands.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Listen, I'm not finished yet.
Keep going.
That's the first point is a lie. That's not true. That's not what it is.
Keep going.
Can I finish my sentence?
Keep going. Keep going.
I'll tell you
how
how
much time you had the ball in your hands, how much you affect other players scoring and other things on the court, yourself scoring. That's what usage rate is.
That's not usage
rate.
That's
basically, usage rate calculates how much I personally control or have my effect on the team. Me having the ball, me creating for others, me creating for myself. How much is the ball in my hand, and how much is that? How should I say? What's the word? Equivalating to the success of my team. So basically, if I'm LeBron James, his usage rate is higher than other players on the team. Let me give you an example. Klay Thompson can have a shorter possession of time with the basketball, but he can get off more shots or score more points in a quicker period of time because he only needs the ball for half a second because he's catching and shooting. But a guy like Steph Curry, who may pound the ball more, his usage rate might be higher, even though Klay might have shot more shots that game. That's the explanation of usage rate.
That's not what usage rate is. That's not. Maybe that's your definition, but that's not what usage rate is.
What's your definition of usage rate?
No, not my definition. The NBA definition. The person who made the usage rate stat. This is what usage rate is. It's how many a percentage of the team's possessions that ends with your direct contribution. So whether that's a field goal attempt, if you draw a foul,
that's what I just said.
No, that's not. You said how much he has the ball. Block. No, usage.
I said how much he affects the.
No, this is the best way I can explain usage rate because only one person gets given usage for a possession. So if the whole team touches the ball, only one person will get usage for that possession. So we all watched James Harden in Houston, right? We watched him dribble the ball. Yeah, I'm going to explain it perfectly. That's the right definition, not what you said. So I'm going to explain. Everyone watched James Harden when he was in Houston, right? Everyone watched it. Dribble top of the key, isolate. He'll throw a lob to Capella. He'll throw a corner pass to PJ Tucker, whatever. If James Harden dribbles the ball for 22 seconds, the whole possession, 22 seconds, and then hits PJ Tucker in the corner, and PJ Tucker takes the shot, PJ Tucker gets all the usage for that possession. That's how usage rate works. Whoever takes the shot, whoever ends the possession, gets the usage rate. So PJ Tucker can stand there for 22 seconds like this. 22 seconds. Then he'll shoot 100% usage. That's how usage rate works. A percentage of a team's possessions that ends with your contribution. That's what it is. You end the possession directly, whether you draw a foul, whether you take a shot, whether you commit a turnover.
That's a
the
lie.
only way you get usage.
That's a lie, Ron. NBA.com usage rate right here. Put me on the big screen, Ron.
The percentage of a team's play.
That is a lie.
You want it? You got it.
That is a lie. Hold on. That is a lie. Usage rate. Go to NBA.com, y'all.
NBA.com. That are used by a player when they're on the floor.
Usage rate is a key stat for fantasy basketball. It is defined as the percentage of team plays used by a player when they're on the floor. It is important because it indicates how large of a role a player has within his team's offense. It says, hold on, let me finish, Ron. It says, put on screen because I want everybody to know I ain't making up no words. A team's offense. It also says, damn, Ron.
Tap your screen again. Tap your screen again.
Okay, my bad. It also says
how many of percentages.
It also hold on. It also says it is important because it indicates how large of a role a player has within a team's offense, which means how many opportunities he'll have to score. That is NBA usage rate.
That's exactly what I just said.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. How much you dribble the ball, how much you have the ball in your hands.
At no point of that definition that you just gave. Not
if I dribble the ball the whole session, but I pass it to someone else, I get 0% usage. 0%. That is why Tyrese Halliburton's usage rate isn't one of the highest in the league, despite the fact his time of possession is one of the highest in the league.
This boy got
time of possession is how much you have the ball in your hands.
That's
He
what
said
time of
everything
possession
I said in a
You-
different way, but he made
No, it's not.
that boy sad. Man.
Usage rate is so ticket. He's saying usage rate is measured differently, right? So you can have this is why time of possession is more crucial here because Tyrese Halliburton's a good example. Tyrese has the ball a lot. His usage rate isn't high because the possession, it doesn't always end with him taking that last shot. The way it's measured is whoever takes that last shot gets that credit for that usage. So LeBron back in 2017, even though his usage rate was higher, that's mainly because a lot of the possessions ended with him while
That's what I just said.
Kyrie Irving had the ball more than LeBron James, though.
That's what I said.
No, it's not. Ticket.
That's
That's
what
not what you said.
Hey, Ron.
Passing the ball
I
has
take
nothing
my
to do
bow.
with usage
I
other than
take my
turnovers.
bow. Mars, y'all,
Oh,
you,
this is ridiculous.
y'all,
This is ridiculous.
and Chilltown, y'all going straight to hell, man.
This is ridiculous.
man.
Yeah,
You said
hey,
LeBron
hey,
getting
Ticket,
his
Ticket, that's
teammates
crazy.
involved
They up
and
here
creating
twisting your
shots of
words up.
usage.
That's
Everybody just
wild.
said it. That's not what he
Nah,
said.
you guys are
I
gay.
just
He
said
doesn't know
that.
what usage rate
I
is. He
just
doesn't
said
know.
that, bro.
No, you
I heard
Sorry,
you,
Ticket,
Ticket. Ticket, I heard you.
well,
But they-
Mars, hold on,
It's
Mars. You
disrespectful.
gonna sit up here with a straight face saying say that?
Yes. You said usage rate is how much LeBron has the ball in his hands and he's getting his teammates involved.
That's how you
and the
started
shots he's
it.
creating.
That's the first thing
All
you
of
said,
that was
Ticket.
just a lie. A
That's the
straight
first
lie.
thing you
None of
said,
it is
Ticket.
true.
When you
None of
have
that
the
was
ball, none of that has
was
anything to
true.
do with usage rate.
Usage rate
None
is
of it.
simply who ends the
Nobody's
possession.
twisting your
Whoever
word.
had the ball before the
Nobody.
possession ended is irrelevant.
What are you
All
talking
you have to do
about?
is take a
Ticket?
shot or
That's
turn
not
the
what you
ball
said.
over and you got
Ticket,
usage.
I heard you
That's
say
what it
that. I
is.
know that's the point you was trying to make. These
None
guys
of that
are
was
being
true.
nasty.
Hey,
Y'all
y'all
gotta
see
step
it.
up
None
on
of that was
Hey,
Y'all
true.
see
Ron,
it in
you better-
Chilltown.
hey, Ron, you
None
better
of that
knock
was
it off.
true.
Y'all see it in
You
that
better
boy
knock it off.
face. Y'all
None
see it
of
in
that
that
was
boy
true.
face. Mars, you are the worst thing that ever happened to Earth, boy. I'm telling you right now, man. Hey, Mars, you going to hell. I promise you this.
Oh my
Mars, I
God.
don't agree with that either.
Bro,
That's crazy.
Mars is the
Oh
only
my
dude.
God.
Mars is the only dude that will convince people that water ain't water, bro. Bye.
Oh my God. Oh,
My
yo.
fault for
Love
no
you, Ticket.
definitions was
Love you,
out.
Ticket.
Oh, I love
See you later,
Ticket,
brother.
man.
My fault.
Yeah.
My fault. I shouldn't have done that. My fault, guys. My fault, my fault.
Water not being water is crazy.
Yeah,
All right,
I should have
so,
told people the definition. My fault.
That was
We got a
nuts.
gang of super chats. I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my
You
way
know
up to
when
the
your
top.
friend goes down a dark alley and you just like hoping that they don't make that turn, but they just keep going in that dark
You grab
alley.
him by the shirt,
I'm
dog,
like-
and he hits your hand to get
I'm-
off me.
I
Get
watch
off.
I watch it like Ticket. No, don't do this, bro. Please.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
please.
You
Y'all
just
put
grabbing
Ticket in a
Dub. You
bad
grabbing my
situation.
shirt, Dub, and you telling me don't go down this alley, and I'm knocking your hand off my shirt. Get
Yeah.
off. I'm going
Yeah.
down.
Just let him. You just gotta let him go. Oh man.
Like,
Yo, before I get into these super chats, this is a good time to
Oh,
say
God.
that $10 super chats is to answer a question right away. 25 is to change the topic. Also, go to www.playerschoicemerch.com. Check out some of the new fly stuff we have. We've been on playback. We've really been getting it in. We've been getting busy on playback. I know Mars and Chill, they had a good stream yesterday. They watched the Celtics Rockets game. Me, Haley, and Jalen had an amazing stream last night. We was vibing, watching the Lakers beat the brakes off of the Pacers. But these next couple days, we got a couple more games that we're going to tune into. We got the San Antonio Spurs versus the Philadelphia 76ers tonight with Gifted Hoops. Y'all go tap in with him. And something tells me he's going to have a sneaky co-panelist. I don't know who it is, but you got to tune in to see. Playback TV, download the app. Also tonight, the Sacramento Kings versus the Atlanta Hawks. Me and J-Rob will be there. Hopefully Ox pops in, so I could push my Trae Young narratives. And then tomorrow, the Lakers versus the Clippers. J-Rob, 7, and Jalen. Be sure to tap in, tune in. We going crazy. Yo, Ticket, I know you're not up here, but I see you in the chat. Since you was talking all of that smack about the Indiana Pacers and Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, pull up with me on playback tomorrow. They play against the the Denver Nuggets. Come see about it. We can watch the game live.
Can you
We can break
imagine they
down.
lose 3 in a row? That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but they not.
After
They're
getting
gonna
Pascal?
serve the Nuggets tomorrow. Ticket, pull up. We can watch the game live in full effect, and we can see how Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam look together. But I got super chats. Pip named Slickback said, Ticket, that's not true. Usage rate is a formula that calculates field goal attempts, free throw attempts, and turnovers. Time of possession calculates how much you hold the ball. Mars is right.
I guess that's why I get called the stat guy, because I actually understand what these stats mean instead of just using them baselessly. So I understand it. I understand it now. That's why I'm the stat guy. Not because I used more stats than everyone else, because I understand the stats. So I understand now.
The Android name Andra15789 says some of Luka's teammates from last season: Pinson, Wood, Bullock, Ntilikina, Bertans, McGee, McKinley Wright. Where are they now?
Theo Pinson's doing a podcast. Christian Wood is on the Lakers. Reggie Bullock is on the Houston Rockets. Ntilikina, I believe, is in Charlotte. Davis Bertans is in OKC.
Yeah,
JaVale McGee's in Sacramento.
Yep.
McKinley Wright, no idea.
So that's
There you go.
5 of the 7 guys still in the league.
Yeah.
Still playing true roles.
They
So,
also had Dorian Finney-Smith on their crew, but they didn't
They
mention
had a
him.
bunch of other guys.
Yeah, but
Guys
he
on the end of the
was
bench.
trying to make a point of these guys aren't doing anything
Right.
about Luka.
and don't
No,
leave out.
I get that.
Yeah, I was just letting him know where those guys were.
And I don't want to leave out, Mars, that Tim Hardaway, even though I don't think he's much of a shot creator, I mean, them 3 games that Luka was out the lineup, he was 32 a game. Now, I think that may have been a bit of a hot streak. I'm not going to fight that, but to see a larger sample size of Tim Hardaway being more of a one-on-one player, I'm not sure he is that. But I mean, the 32 a game, I don't think he's a bum with Luka out the lineup neither. But I don't think he's much
This
of a
is
one-on-one player.
this is the point Mars was saying, and this is where I do think it draws for some criticism as well. Like the same way how me, myself, and Ticket be criticizing LeBron James and being too ball dominant, that taken away from his teammates. That same thing should apply for Luka Doncic as well. The crew right now is very good, but when Luka Doncic is on the floor, a lot of them get relegated to spot up jump shots, but they can all do more with the ball. And I think that's all that Mars was saying. If we're going to criticize guys like LeBron James for doing that same thing that Luka is doing, it should be criticized for both the parties. You feel me?
If we think about, I can get with that. 100% I can get with that. But if we think about the ball dominant guy and having to do so much throughout the course of history, you're not winning that way. That's why they implemented the triangle offense with Jordan. That's why James, when he went to Miami, you have to do different things. With Luka, you have to do different things to get other people involved. Because we could key on you because you got the ball the most.
Mm-hmm. But that's why this year with the Mavericks, though, it's kind of because even though that I do think that is the correct way to play basketball, they can really hit shots, though. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like they can really get on even the main person I see really get hindered a bit is Kyrie Irving, because that's kind of out of his role. But outside of that, a lot of they're just really good. People got put.
But Luka got a lot to do with that too, though. I mean, as good of a knockdown shooter as Tim Hardaway is, as good as a one-on-one player Kyrie Irving is, I think Luka has something to do with that. We're making it a lot less difficult for Tim Hardaway. Don't get me wrong. I think Tim Hardaway can shoot the basketball, but when Luka's drawing the kind of attention he's drawing, he gets a lot more open looks as opposed to let's say he's running with De'Aaron Fox. Let's say he's running with Fred VanVleet. He's probably not going to get the same open looks as he does when he's running with Luka.
Mm-hmm. I hear you, because especially for Derrick Jones Jr., if you would have told me that he was going to have the best 3-point percentage in his whole entire career, I wouldn't have believed it. And he's been hitting it this year, which is weird to me. He's never been that. So he deserves some credit for some players, but a lot of these guys are just really ballers to me.
Yo, Damo, what's good with you?
What up? How y'all doing?
Pass that.
Fantastic.
Pass that.
It's my mic. Hey, I'm not even in my I'm not even in my office. I'm in my daughter's room. Got some work going on in the house.
Are you Tyrese Halliburton with that, or are you?
Oh, I'm with the Halliburton with it, man. You already know. Okay, I'm gonna pass that thing all day.
All right, no doubt. We got some super chats, y'all. Let's get through these. Got a gang of super chats. Also, on top of that, grading the impact of every offseason move. Right when I get through these super chats, we definitely gonna get into this. I got a list of 15 players with 15 teams. I need you guys to grade how they've looked on their team so far and the impact of that move. But I got a super chat from Cash App. You guys do know if you send through Cash Apps, we will read it on the show. It was from Alexander Lambert. He said, Almighty Lambo, unban me. I ain't even do nothing. Almighty Lambo. Your name's Alexander Lambert?
Crazy.
You've been
just gonna dox him?
Yeah, crazy. That's crazy.
You've been exposed, Alexander.
Still riding with you, JT, but dudes like Dub make it hard for me, and you making it hard too, brother. So you're gonna have to do something because these dudes they after me. So you're gonna have to do something, brother, because they hard on me. So
and we gotta be, man. We gotta keep people consistent up here, bro.
I'm riding with you, JT. But brother, you're making it hard on me, my man.
I'm still waiting for Mars to destroy Jalen Green, bro. I've been doing this all year, bro. He's still.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up.
We got him.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Dub. You know what?
I've been fighting that battle alone, chill.
Oh my God.
Mars,
you don't want to cook him at all. It's insane to me, bro.
We meant to answer super chats right now. We just got a $20 super chat. You asking me about Jalen Green? If someone sends a $10 super chat about Jalen Green, then we can talk about Jalen Green. But until then, no, we gotta address the super chat.
Please send that Jalen Green super chat and just say, Mars, will you be real about Jalen Green? Until then, Yersta sent through a $20 super chat and said there was a follow-up question to that as well. I don't believe J Kidd is the coach to maximize Luka and Kai. Do y'all think they need an offensive coach? If so, who?
Why wouldn't he be?
Yes.
Oh my God, D'Antoni would be crazy over there, especially with Derek Lively being able.
So why are you making that face?
I'm so sick of that. I'm sick of Mike D'Antoni line. I'm tired of it, yo. That's why. He's a punch drunk boxer. I think I can hit you more than I can stop you from hitting me. That's what
I agree with you.
Mike D'Antoni's legacy would be so different if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt. That's so crazy.
That is a fact. That
Houston team played defense. So he has this narrative of he's never coached a good defensive team. When that Houston team was playing very good defense.
Who's their coach that they had?
They made the Warriors struggle. Like the KD Warriors struggled their most offensively against that Rockets crew. And Mike gets.
I'll agree with the Suns didn't play defense, but that Houston team played defense. So I can't. I feel like he was developing.
Listen, Mike D'Antoni on this crew right here with Luka and Kyrie. The things that they'll do to the league together would be illegal. I promise you.
Can I ask what's the issue with?
It's all the shooters too. But go ahead, Dominique.
I was going to ask, what's the issue with J Kidd coaching his team? Because for me, and I hope you don't hear that, my bad. They're overachieving to me. Like I had this team. I didn't like none of the pieces. I only like one piece they added. I'd be a casual. I thought Dwight Powell was trash. I didn't see Derek Lively being this good immediately as a rookie. I'll give him that. But I didn't see none of these pieces really working around these guys. I just didn't see it. So I feel like they're overachieving. Is J Kidd really a bad coach right now?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's a bad. I think offensively, I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's a bad coach. I'm not saying replace Jason Kidd. I'm just saying if you want to see the offensive maximum of this Mavericks team, you get Mike.
Well, I was replying more to the super chat because I know that Buddy was talking about it and wanting a new coach.
Mavs fans do hate Jason Kidd. Mavs fans do hate Jason Kidd.
I think some of the lineups being he's not. It's like this, Damo. He's not terrible, but he's not great. He's like on that like above average, like slightly above average from mid. You feel me? Like he does what he has to do. Where I think the issue with a lot of fans, they see how better this crew can play together. Offensively mainly, and the fact that it's not because defensively I don't think he's that bad at all, but they see how they can be better, and seeing Kyrie Irving struggle the way he does, Jason Kidd gets a lion's share of credit for that, criticism for that. I think that's the main issue with everyone because they know how better, even though the offense is pretty good, they know how much better that offense can perform, which is why a lot of people aren't. They don't like it as much with Jason Kidd.
When you got a top 3 to top 5 player in the league, people expect your offense to be one of the best in the league. When you got one of the best offensive players in the league, they expect your team to be better offensively. They expect you to play faster. I think the Dallas Mavericks, I think they're in the bottom 10 in the league in pace. Why don't they play fast? Is that not true?
No. They were like that last year. This year they're top 10 actually.
Okay, so they top 10 in pace. Okay, so last year they were at the bottom of the league in pace.
For the last few years since Jason Kidd's been there, they've been like around 24, 27. But this year it's they're actually at 8.
So they're at 8 this year. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I have to honor the super chats, and it says if there's a $25 super chat to change the topic.
That's what you got to do.
Now, this is only $19.99.
Yeah, so that's not 25.
But if you stack on the next super chat, this is actually $29.
No, but there's still many $10 super chats that haven't been addressed. There's still many $10 super chats that haven't been addressed.
L. Ron, we need to get those $10.
Yeah, we have to go in. No.
The 20
we do have to answer this.
Smoke and Miles
Yeah,
left. I
we
appreciate you
we
guys
will
for teaming
answer.
up
We will
and
We
making
do
this
have to.
actually
We do
happen.
have to.
We
do
will
have
answer
to-
that, but we have to get through the earlier $10 super chats that haven't been read. That's just fair.
we do have to discuss that.
Yeah, that's just how. That's just the order.
I like to go in
of things.
reverse chronological order. So that means, Mars, you have to answer. Let's have that Jalen Green
I'm
conversation.
not gonna lie. If
Focus
we
on
do this before we get to the other $10 super chats, I'm gonna use my troll for the week today. I'm just not gonna
this is
have this serious conversation.
crazy.
So either we can
That's
go chronologically,
disgusting, Mars. There's
either
no
we can
way.
go, either we
There's
can
no
respect the
way.
people who paid their $10 earlier.
I
and
want
go
you
in
to
that
cook.
order.
No, I
Mars
want
would
you to
never
cook
do
in
that.
there.
Focus, Ron. Focus,
So
Ron.
I'm just letting you guys know.
I like
I'm
it,
just letting you
Mars.
guys know.
four,
Mars, I
five.
like the play.
One,
I'm
two,
just
three,
letting
four,
you guys
five,
know.
Ron. Not
If you want a
five, four,
serious
three, two,
answer,
one.
we read the
Come on.
earlier $10 super chats because they sent it earlier, or you're gonna get a troll answer if you want to go in the
Focus, Ron. One,
Yeah,
two,
it's
three,
a-
4, 5. Not
But
5, 4, 3,
y'all
2,
think
1.
about
Ron.
this though.
Focus.
We could get
No.
the troll answer out the way at
No,
9:38
no.
a.m.
It's not
Pacific
going to
time on
stop.
Monday.
No. It's not going
So
to
he's
stop.
trolling us saying he's
once
gonna
the
stop
troll
trolling.
I'm
door
trying to
opens-
get the people who sent their $10
Once
super
the troll
chats
door
their
opens, you
money's
can't
worth
close
because it
it.
was meant
So
to be right
focus,
now,
Ron.
and some of these super chats
Alright.
have been sent for over an hour. So I think they deserve their
Let's get to it.
Yeah, I think there you go.
Nev Rop 4202 said if JT stops falling in love with the pull-up three, the Celtics would improve further. Is Mazzulla the issue?
He did say before the season started that he was going to shoot more threes. And I actually don't mind Jayson Tatum shooting the long ball. I just don't like him shooting the long ball 12, 14 times. I don't like him shooting the long ball when he's letting guys off the hook, step back threes at the end of the shot clock and stuff like that. That's the issue that I'm having. Would that be coaching? I also think that it has a lot to do with my game too, because even though we might play where we shoot the long ball, I don't have to do that. I do not have to do that. I can do other stuff in order to be effective. And he's effective in the mid-range. He's effective in the post. He's actually shooting double the shots this year in the post than he was last year. So he's effective in those areas. He's just got to be a better shot creator. I'm not shot creator, shot taker. He can't just stand behind a long ball line because I got the ball and I got somebody in front of me that I'm going to sidestep or I'm going to step back three. No.
I would say I am gonna. I think Mazzulla does deserve some credit because I think Jayson Tatum is a guy that's definitely willing to listen to what the coach is telling him to do, and he's not just going to be out there to do his own thing. And when you have a coach that does support and advocate for pulling up this many threes, you know that player in Jayson Tatum is going to follow suit. So I do think if it was a coach that sat here and wanted to be more calm, wanted to work more inside out, JT would definitely follow that, right? So I'm definitely going to give some criticism for Joe Mazzulla as well because he is definitely advocating for that style of play.
Stunner with the super chat says Suns are on a 5-game winning streak with the big three. KD had 40 with no free throws. Which
Facts, yo. I wanted to wait for that, bro. I was waiting for that one too, bro. I wanted to wait after the J. Y'all gotta start putting respect on these Suns, bro. I keep telling y'all, bro. Let me
finish this right quick.
My bad.
KD had 40 with no free throws last night, and Book and Bill had 26 and 25. Can we talk about it? Like Ox said, let them build chemistry.
If this crew is healthy, right? If this crew is healthy and they sat here and it seems like they're getting healthy now, it seems like they're figuring things out. KD was over here, and this is why KD don't get too much respect. KD was over here with this crew being hurt and then not a lineup. This guy was been playing the most games of that whole entire big three there, going through complete roster change because of the injuries, and he's still been able to sit here and keep that crew at bay to now what they're like. How many games are they away from like third seed, Mars? Like 5?
They're 24 and 18, I think. So
yeah, they're tied with Dallas between.
They're
6
one
and
game
7.
behind the Pels. They're one game behind the Pels in fifth
Seed. So yeah, they're definitely, that stock is rising. KD's playing at a crazy level right now. Devin Booker and Bradley Beal seems like Devin Booker's been balling too. Bradley Beal seems like he's getting more healthy. So I'm telling y'all, nobody wants to see this Suns crew in the playoffs. Not one single person, bro. Not one single person. They took the champs to 6 games with just KD and Devin Booker. What do you think is gonna happen when you got Bradley Beal out there and other guys that need to be respected like Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon doesn't get enough love too. Eric Gordon's been hooping too.
and a better coach.
Nah, but Grayson Allen, we for sure need to be talking about Grayson Allen. Dude's shooting 48% from 3. And he's not shooting just 1 3 a game. He's not playing spot minutes. Grayson Allen he's been starting. And he's shooting 40. He's the only person shooting 50, 40, 90 this year, and he's shooting 48% from 3. Like we need to up the, and he plays defense. We need to up the respect on his name to the fullest because it's like, dude could very well be, other than obviously Steph and some other names, he could very well be the best shooter in the NBA right now.
Stats wise, but
stats. This season he's shooting like the best shooter in the NBA.
Not today, Ron. Please.
Why is he? Yo, Dub. He's shooting.
Let's give Grayson Allen his credit without lying.
He's shooting 48% from three, and he's shooting the ball. I'm saying like he's not shooting 1-3 a game.
Ron,
good for him, man. Good for him.
Listen, shout out to Grayson Allen. I don't give too much credit to dirty players, so it is what it is with him. I'm gonna be honest though. When it comes to the Suns, I mean, yes, it is good to see them playing good basketball. I like seeing them healthy. I have Bradley Beal on fantasy, so I love to see BB do his work. I love to see him get his points off.
Yeah, shout out Bradley.
But I'm not gonna hold you. Call it bias, call it what you want, call it unfair. I don't care what they do in the regular season.
You see,
this team was put together. This was not a regular season team. When they got together, I said it. They did all this to lose in the second round. Prove me wrong. I can give them credit without hating, without tearing them down. That's fine. But these are one of those teams that are in the conversation of I don't care what you do in the regular season. That goes for the Clippers. That goes for the Clippers. That goes for the Sixers. That goes for the Celtics. That goes for all of them. Y'all can go back and listen to this whole season. I haven't sat here and bigged up the Celtics like that. I haven't sat here and bigged up the Sixers.
Care what they do in the regular season. Because if they were terrible
to an extent, yes. To an extent.
Yeah, you don't care about what they do good in the regular season.
I don't care about you doing your job. You're supposed to be good. No. I will say I'm wrong then. I don't care about you doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a good team. You have Bradley Beal, you have Devin Booker, you have Kevin Durant. You're supposed to be a competitive team. You're supposed to be one of the better teams in the West. I'm not going to sit here and gobble you up for doing what you're supposed to do. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to acknowledge it and say, yeah, y'all playing good basketball. And we'll keep it pushing. I'd rather talk about these teams that are exceeding expectations.
Lamo, but you talking about gobbling up. Gobble this up for a second, right? The Phoenix Suns last year. I'm so serious. The Phoenix Suns last year. Well, I won't play 7 games. Don't make me laugh. Shut up, bro. The Phoenix Suns only played 7 games last season with, let's be honest, outside KD and Devin Booker, trash out there because CP3 got hurt. Trash out there. DeAndre Ayton over there, we know who he is. Trash, garbage. That's another one, chill. You got cooked on. But at the end of the day, the Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton, he's a bum. But the Phoenix Suns last year, while only playing 7 games with trash people out there, was able to go to 6 games with the champions, right? So what do you think is going to happen this year with an upgrade with Bradley Beal, an upgrade all over? Because there's a lot more guys that needs to be respected. And
respect Grayson Allen again.
And respect Grayson Allen. Nurkic too. Nurkic is an upgrade from Ayton. So Lamo.
And you're right.
Gobble that up. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm telling you to gobble it up. That's crazy. In the playoffs last year, you're right. They did take the champs to 6 games, whatever it was, 6-7 games. It was a competitive series, and they didn't have anybody. Going into that offseason, I was one of the people saying, hey, man, I'm not going to lie to you. They were able to do that much with just these two. All they need to do is fill out their bench, get some better role players, just get better players around them. Mm-hmm. Now, the moves they decided to make, we can go back and forth whether at that time we thought they were the right or wrong moves. I personally didn't think the Bradley Beal move and getting no point guard was the smartest decision. I had to see how it played out. Everyone was hurt to start the season. So even to start the season, it was like, okay, these guys are hurt. KD had his segment of time where he might have missed a game or two. He was in and out of the lineup. They were never together healthy. Ox was up here saying, hey, man, I'm not worried about – he said that for the Clippers. I'm sorry. Just let them play and they'll be great. I want to say he said it about the Suns too. Just wait for them to play and they'll be great. Absolutely fine. I was expecting these guys, if everything's clicking, to be great. My expectations for them, since day one of this trio being together and they built this team, my expectations has always been, what are y'all going to do in the playoffs? Because being good in the regular season, that's fine. If you're great in the regular season and crumble, you're going to get slandered. Like
what's the timeline on this crew, dog? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not fighting what they're doing right now, but what's the timeline on this crew? What is this crew together for? Because the same way I feel about the Clippers, that's how I feel about them. I don't think that even though Bradley Beal is 29 years old, Devin Booker is 27 years old, the other guy on this crew is 35 years old. And in the last 4 years, he's been breaking down. That's what's happened. And with him breaking down, they depend on him tremendously in order for them to win.
You right here.
In order for them to win. So with that being said, what's the timeline on this crew? This is not like this is a young crew like Oklahoma City where the window just flew open. The window is not wide open with this crew. So what's the timeline, dog?
I think 2 years. I think this year and next year is probably the timeline for the crew, especially amassing this much talent. But we talking about injuries. Let's not forget, Jamal Murray only has two postseasons under his belt. So the Denver Nuggets has injury issues. The Miami Heat have injury issues because we get hurt a lot. Even the Milwaukee Bucks has injury issues because Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Dame gets hurt as well. So, and we're talking about the injury bug with the Phoenix Suns. Man, that's the injury bug with every single team in the postseason. So my whole thing is I don't care to use it like that in this scenario.
So two things. Number one, Jamal Murray has 3 postseasons. That's number one. Number 2,
3, you sure?
Yeah. In 19.
2019. I forgot. Yeah, my bad.
So with that being said, these other guys, Jamal Murray is younger, and that's one injury. That's it. That's the one injury that he's had.
A crucial injury.
And it's a crucial injury, no question about it. But since then, he's been healthy. Since then, he's been in their lineup. He's not older. So I'm not looking at him going, I'm worried about him injured. Same thing with the Milwaukee Bucks. You're talking about Middleton breaking down. Middleton is long in the tooth. You're talking about KD breaking down. KD is in year 17. That's why I'm thinking about these other younger teams when I'm talking about Oklahoma City. The window just flew open. This team with Phoenix, I don't know how much longer KD is going to be around at this level. I think KD is still awesome, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be around at this level. Because of the fact that they don't have a lead guard that's going to slow down the helter-skelter that they have during games, you're not just going to be able to outscore people. I can appreciate Nurkic playing the way Nurkic has been playing, rebounding. He's been doing great for them. That's fact. And also, Grayson Allen, who may have one of the easiest jobs, if not the easiest job in the NBA. All you got to do is knock down open shots. That's all you got to do. You got to knock down open shots and be solid on defense. That's it. But with that being said, this crew got together to win it. And the window is not open long. That's it. The window is not open long.
But to go back to Jamal Murray, my bad. Just because you're younger doesn't necessarily guarantee health, right? Jamal Murray, despite him being younger, 22 years old, he's getting hurt. 23 years old, he's getting hurt. 24 years old, tears his ACL. Even this year, 26-year-old, he's still getting hurt. Right. So if you're injury prone, you're injury prone. Like, it is what it is, regardless of the age. AD, even in the smack dab prime of his career, we kind of get worried with him because at the end of the day, he's injury prone. So the age doesn't mean nothing to me at this point because we have a guy in KD, sure, injury prone. Jamal Murray's also injury prone. Giannis is injury prone. Middleton's injury prone. Dame's injury prone. A lot of these guys are injury prone. So my whole thing is, in terms of deciphering and believing this crew, now, if you want to say that, I'm not really going to say nothing too crazy until the postseason comes, I agree. Because the same way with the Clippers, we got to see what this team is going to do in the postseason because we know how good this crew is going to be. And every single team. The thing is, though, what this crew is doing right here, right now, I don't think is ridiculous to put stock and believing in them and thinking that they could take it all the way. When the champions last year, they were the one team that pushed them to the most games out of everyone, and that team got better with more continuity, and everyone should put that into their brain and understand that this crew is a better team because of chemistry, continuity, health, and the players they got is just better, and people need to start putting respect on that, man.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
That's and I was going to ask you, so what do you want to hear in terms of the Suns? Because, like I said,
I don't want to hear nothing from you because you're just a hater, Lamo. I mean, it is what it is. You can just quiet. It's cool for me.
This is insane. I acknowledge them being good.
I said they're playing good
basketball. I'm just saying, how is it hating for me to say I acknowledge them playing good? I acknowledge their big three actually being productive.
I
acknowledge them looking nice. But I'm not going to put too much stock in this team until I see what they do in the playoffs.
Because what did Mark say? He killed you right there. You ain't even see it. What did Mark say? If they play bad, what you be saying?
I be saying put Bo Bowling.
No. You're cooked. You're muted. They didn't want you to talk. You're done.
You want to know what I was saying? If they were losing, I would blame whoever was doing the worst, and I would say play ball. That's exactly what I would say.
Play ball. Play ball.
All right, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Be True 23 said was in the playback stream during the Boston and Nuggets game. I rarely seen a chat wanting to see somebody fail like Tatum. It's fair to criticize him, but celebrating failure is crazy.
It is. Yeah. You should have seen, and it's like that. It was like that on Friday too. When Miles and I did the game, you never see somebody wanting to fail more than these people want to see him fail.
Embiid, but yeah.
And Miles, I said more. You never seen somebody want to see somebody fail more.
Teddy Hart said
Felt
just
more than
tuned
who?
in.
Tatum.
Then Tatum. Oh my God.
No, let's be real. What?
Yeah, but the people that want LeBron to succeed above their own life success outweigh the people who want
That want to
Jayson
see him.
Tatum. Yeah, you get what I'm
Just
saying?
Jalen
Like,
Carter
people,
alone.
as a ratio, more people root for LeBron to fail, but there's also way more people who root for him to succeed. Versus Jayson Tatum, a lot of people root for him to fail. Not as many people are rooting for him to
Succeed.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
Makes sense.
Teddy Hart said just tuned in. Did I miss the OKC talk already? Also, I think it's sick the games that are nationally televised while number 1 and number 2 in the West is on League Pass.
That was nuts too. That was nuts.
Wild.
That Oklahoma City and Minnesota was on League Pass. That was
But the
nuts.
schedule
I
is
actually-
before the season, right? So
Yeah, it
they
is.
didn't anticipate them being
And nobody-
1 or 2 seed.
And by show of hands, how many people had the Oklahoma City Thunder, a game or half a game at a first place in the Western Conference? Don't do it, Damo. No, you did not. You did
lied.
not, Damo. No, you did not. You were high.
lied.
You were high on Oklahoma City, just like I was. I thought that they would be a playoff team, a top 6 team. Did I think that they'd be tied for first place at some point? No, I did not. Absolutely not. I didn't think that they were that good. No.
Chill. This is what you got to understand. I have takes on camera and I have takes off camera. And my on camera takes, I don't let go too crazy, too blasphemous. See, y'all hear me say stuff on here, and y'all be like, "Oh, this dude's a clown. How can he talk basketball?" I treat this like ESPN. Y'all hear about Kendrick Perkins when he goes on Twitter? He tell everybody, "Hey, man, I be saying stuff for my job. All right, I don't really believe all that stuff I say. Now, I'm not gonna say I don't believe the stuff I say. I just don't go as full on as I can. Yes, I was high on the Thunder. Was I as high to come on here and be like on documented camera and be like, yo, I got them being the 1 seed? No, because if that messes up, that's on my resume, just like the Pistons. That was my one ridiculous take that I had to ride on, the Pistons. But off camera, anybody can tell you, man, I've been high.
So
I was high on Chet. When Chet got drafted, I said he's changing the NBA. Of course, I had them being tied for the first seed. What?
Hey guys, wait, hold on. See, this is why I keep records and stats.
He killed his integrity.
All of this
Lamo
stuff
Perkins. That's what I'll
away.
call you from now on.
Hey.
Lamo Perkins.
We do rankings. We do power rankings.
Right.
And every guy individually sends their rankings to me, right to this little device right here.
Ron, I'm gonna let you know right now. I copy and paste
forgot.
the latest NBA power rankings every time. I just copy paste and send it to you every
Well,
single time.
Damo, hey,
Where's it at?
so look,
Where's it at?
look.
Where's it at?
Wait. I'm about to tell y'all. I'm
homework.
about to tell y'all why. First off, what Damo just said is wrong, and second off, why what before
Oh,
he
it
said
is?
was wrong. Well, hold on, no, because were the Suns ranked? Where were the Suns ranked before the season? Power rankings.
I think they were 6, if I'm not mistaken.
They were in East and West.
I think before the
And
No,
Domo ain't have the Suns that high in his
Yeah.
preseason
I
power
think that
rankings.
they were
Oh no, I didn't start doing that until the middle of the season. The before stuff, that's what I really thought. No, in the middle, in the midst of the season, is when
Yeah,
I
you're
start
caught
copy
in 4K,
pasting.
buddy.
But nah,
look,
beginning of the
look,
season,
you're
I was
caught
like, hey,
in
I'm gonna
4K,
try.
buddy.
Before
You're
the
done.
season, Damo's power rankings, he had the Suns ranked number 1.
Which is why I set my
Before the
expectations.
season, wait. Before the
You're
season,
done.
You're talking about the Thunder.
Damo had the Thunder ranked number 16.
Yeah,
So where does number 1 logic come from?
You're
Damo?
done. You're
the
done.
number one logic comes
You're
from
done.
the conversations I have. Not
See, he's a
on
liar,
camera.
chat.
What are we
He's
talking
a
about?
liar. Chat, don't believe anything. He's a liar. You're a
What
liar,
am I lying
Lamo.
about? I
You're
literally
crazy.
I looked.
I
at
had the
camera and
Thunder
said,
number 1. I had the Thunder number
Yes,
1 before
I
the
had
season.
the
You had a
had
1 in there. You had but you didn't have a number. You had 1-6, sir.
I had them as a team that could potentially contend for the number 1 spot.
Shut up.
16, Damo. Knock it off. Okay, Damo. That's enough. Okay, Damo. Enough.
Chill. That's the East and West. That means he barely had them making the playoffs. What
the Yes, the same face. For integrity reasons, I said, hey, playing team, not going to go crazy. But off camera,
got the receipt.
Off camera, I was going crazy for Thunder.
You wrote a song came out. You wrote this song, and actually it went to number 1. And I came up and said, yo, I spit that freestyle. I had already had that in my rhymes. I already said that. You just didn't hear it. Damo, you nasty for this.
Damo the entertainer. This is insane.
I will say I got to give Fluid his props. He had them ranked the highest at 7. Me and Big Ox had him ranked 19th. And still to this day, I'll say they're over exceeding my expectations. Shout out to Thunder.
I think I had them pretty low too. Where did I have them ranked?
I think I had them right in the middle, like around.
Chill. You had them second highest at 11th.
Okay, 11.
Let me see.
Team. I had them as like a 7 or 8 seed.
Mars had him at 13. Dub, you didn't send your rankings in.
Oh yeah, it's true.
L not doing homework. L. Give him an F.
I'll be forgetting. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send one earlier too. I apologize.
All right, y'all. We got to keep it lit. We still got more super chats, and Mars has a major question to answer.
Once we get there. Yeah.
And by the way, we on our playback, we watched the number 1 and the number 2 seed play against each other. So ESPN and TNT and whoever else might not do it, but we do it here. Yersta said, we read that one. Pip named Slickback said, Kobe himself said, Luka's style of play cannot win you a championship. Luka's time of possession is 8.6 seconds. It's becoming similar to James Harden's situation where he dominates too much.
That's a third of the shot.
He's been top 2 in the league since his second year every year.
That's 30.
8.6 is insane.
That's a third of the shot clock, Doug. Damn.
That's crazy.
You got the ball that much? Get off the pill, Luka. Get off the pill, B.
Why?
So we could get other people involved, so we can maximize other people, so we can win.
Yeah,
his teammates don't mind. Like the guys playing with, and for the most part, I mean, you've seen. I'm not gonna say it worked. Well, yeah, they got to the conference finals with this play style, and we've seen James Harden be in a situation where he could have competed for an NBA championship. So I think that narrative has been disproven for the most part. I mean, James Harden was 26 missed 3-pointers away from a contending for a title. Like 2018, that was a James Harden-led team, and barring catastrophic events, I think that's a catastrophic event, honestly. 26 missed 3-pointers for that team, crazy. Outside of that's what it took. Got hurt. Like that's what it took for James Harden not to go and compete, playing his play style. I do think Luka.
What was James Harden's time of possession Mars in that year? In 2018? Yeah.
Let me look.
Because CP3 was there, and I would like to assume that he took away some of that time.
Well, you want it in the regular season or the playoffs?
Both.
If in the regular season, James Harden was second in the league.
And time of possession. That means
Chris Paul was basically top 10 himself. But so James Harden's 8.8 and Chris Paul was 6.8.
2 players top 10.
So of the possession, those guys were like 17 seconds out.
Yeah, Damo. We get
who else is going to get the ball? PJ Tucker?
No, we get that's their offense. But no, that's the thing. You gotta, if you don't have other players that can do that, then it's a recipe for disaster. If the offense has to be ran through 2 guys, it's not.
But to Damo and this
we didn't say that when it was Jalen Brunson and Luka leading that historic. Was that not the historic Mavs offense at the time? That run they had.
I said that.
Like,
I've been calling the Mavericks garbage since Luka's been playing like this.
So how many playmakers do you think you need on the court at a time? Or for a team
it's not necessarily about having elite playmakers and all of that. It's just easy for the defense to center in on one person.
I'm not even saying elite playmaker. I'm just asking how many playmakers do you feel you need to have on the court for your team at all times? If you're not running an intricate system of backdoor cuts and Iverson cuts, and we're going to do this, that, and the third to get somebody open.
Here's the thing, Damo. You could have just one playmaker and still be a good offense. For instance, the Indiana Pacers. Now, they do have a couple other guys that can play make, TJ McConnell, Andrew Nembhard. But for the most part, Tyrese Halliburton is the person that play makes the most. The difference is they move the ball. They move without the ball. They cut. They do a whole bunch of other things. They don't just Tyrese doesn't just stand there and dribble, wait for the shot clock to run out and shoot a step back three from the logo, or drive into the lane with three people collapsing and then pass out to a wide open 3-point shooter and then hope that is a recipe for success. For instance, the Rockets. Like it's just not. But it's not conducive to winning.
To Damo's point though, like, and this is why I said chill. Where I understand the criticism with Luka, but then we also have to acknowledge too that if there is a crew that definitely can do it, like this is a Dallas Mavericks crew that definitely can.
Do what?
Focus, dog. All I got is a back scratcher. That's all. Focus, brother.
Well, man. But yeah, this is the crew where, similar to the Houston Rockets, they did play that style of play. But if you do have shooters that can't key in on that, it's not like they can't win. Like they can very well win. But Kyrie Irving, and that's my main question mark, is Kyrie Irving going to be comfortable enough to be able to be consistent in the postseason playing this style of way? And that's something I'm not sure about. You feel me? Where CP3 had that time of possession on the Houston Rockets, where Mars said he was top 10. Kyrie Irving, he still needs to, I still think he needs to figure this out and learn a bit more. But they definitely do have that potential to win. But I think it all hinders on Kyrie Irving and how he plays.
Well, one, this is the first season, the first full season that Luka has actually had Kyrie Irving. So he didn't even have him last year for that long a time. So he hasn't even gotten acclimated to him, number one. Number two, I think Luka wants to get off the basketball and let Irv do his thing. I think he wants to do that. That's kind of Kyrie Irving's game, and he won't restrict him from doing that if they're going to be successful. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. If that guy got to go, if Kyrie Irving's got to go in, he has no choice but to get off the basketball and let him go. In fact, that helps Luka, because now Luka doesn't have to be involved in every possession like he did in years past. I think that really helps him. I think he wants to play like that.
I just think in this situation, when it comes to players like a Luka or James Harden, yes, I do think it's hard to win that way. I don't think it's impossible. And that's why Kobe said, I don't care who said it, Kobe, LeBron, Jesus, saying, oh, he can't win like that. I don't believe it. I just think it's very hard to win that way, because 15 years ago, people would have said, if you would have told people about a 6'2", 6'3" guard who's taking majority three-pointers and that team is a three-point team, they would have looked at you like you was crazy if you said they would have been the next dynasty. They would have won 4 titles playing that way. But it took an extreme circumstance. It took the right unit, the right guy, the right series of events to get him to win. I do think Luka can win like that. I think it's going to be hard to build that team, and it has to be the perfect situation for it to happen.
Nobody can.
I can get behind that.
Nobody can do it until it actually gets done. That's fair.
Very true.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's possible, just more difficult.
Mark Cuban, you better get the building, because this ain't it
until it actually gets done.
But the crew's good. Like,
no,
the Dallas they're building is a good.
I'm trying to tell you guys, no, it's not.
Oh my god,
it's full. Hey, chill. What's the Milwaukee Bucks?
I think they're second in the league.
No. What are they?
Oh, they fool's gold.
Yes, that is the
Milwaukee
Dallas Mavericks.
Bucks?
We see Luka, a big shiny sparkling.
All right, so wait, let me ask y'all, because now we
seen Kyrie, a token icon. We
need to ask this question now, because now it's weird. So now we're saying the Bucks are fool's gold. The Celtics.
We're not saying that. We're not saying that. I'm saying that the Bucks are fool's gold.
You're saying that.
Yes.
Okay, the Bucks are fool's gold. Celtics are in question. Suns can't believe in them. Clippers can't believe in them. OKC's too young. Minnesota can't believe in them. Like, I can't wait to talk about that game, actually. So it's almost similar to the NFL, where the NFL, it was a league, besides the 49ers, and salute to y'all, making it to the NFC, but a league full of frauds, or a league full of teams of question. Like, why are we counting teams out when the majority of the league, all of them are in question? So why are we saying that this team can't win like that if we're saying that the contenders in the East or the contenders in the West can't win like that because they have glaring issues? You feel what I'm saying?
I do, Dub. You can walk down the line of chicks that aren't good looking and be like, no. You can walk down the line and point out deficiencies in all of them, even though they do look good on some level, but you can point out bad things about them. And that's what we're doing. Plus, you just brought up all of those teams, with the exception of Milwaukee. Them teams haven't won, which goes back to the original theory that nobody has done it until it actually gets done. I think that the Milwaukee Bucks are fool's gold because I look at them in terms of their perimeter defense. That was the difference in them winning the NBA championship when they got Drew Holiday. So now what you do is you take that out of the lineup, and now you're asking Giannis to not only do more in terms of rebounding, especially in the playoffs, in terms of rebound, in terms of scoring, in terms of distributing. Now you're making him defend more, and now he's got to make up for everything else that these guys aren't doing on the perimeter. Because I can tell you right now, Tyrese Halliburton is looking at Damian Lillard like, yo, this dude is a bucket of extra crispy. He can't do nothing with me. And once that happens with him, that's going to resonate with everybody. Well, if he can kick his ass, guess what? I can kick his ass too. I think they fool's gold, dog.
In terms of the Pacers, though, Milwaukee, it's the same way. Along with how the Pacers are scoring them, the Bucks have just destroyed them as well. And then on top of that, talking about the Boston Celtics, where I think you favored them to win. Like I said, the Bucks, are they still one of the most clutchest team in the league right now, Mars?
I think they're top 5 in the league in clutch defense.
So despite, and don't get me wrong, even though the defense is in question, when you have a team in the Boston Celtics where sometimes you don't even have to play defense for them to miss shots, they just be missing just because they just can't get it done. A team like that, like they both have glaring issues and glaring flaws. So my whole thing, if we call them the Bucks fool's gold, I might as well just call everyone fool's gold, even the Boston Celtics. Because the Boston Celtics, I don't care. You don't even have to play good defense on them. They'll just miss shots just because.
Adam Silver, your league is fool's gold.
Jalen Brown can't dribble with his left, and Jayson Tatum just don't know when if he want to do a sidestep three, or he don't know when he want to pass the ball, or he don't know when he want to get to the rim. And even though that the defense ain't that great, that's a him issue. That's not really the defense's issue. You feel me? So my whole thing is like
to react to parity. That's what this is. This is parity.
It's all parity. So perfect. And I love that. But my whole thing is I'm not going to not believe in a team when I have a very valid reason to not believe in every single team in the league this year.
So your logic is this: what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Milwaukee is fool's gold, that means Boston is fool's gold. If Boston is fool's gold, that means the Phoenix got to be fool's gold too. If
everyone's fool's gold.
And one team gold will win. So and then there'll be one team that's fool's gold that will win, and then we'll say they won.
So chill. Basically what I'm saying, no one's a 10, but we gotta find a 9.5 in the rough.
But we got a bunch of 6s and 7s running around here though. We got a bunch of them.
We gotta get them out the way.
We got a bunch of 6s. We got a bunch of 6s.
We gotta get them out the way.
And you know how we get them. And you know how we get them out the way, Dub? All of them that's lined up. Let's start talking to them. And once she open her mouth, she look like somebody hit her in the face with a frying pan. Okay, she can go. Goodbye. And then she starts talking. You know what? I like your voice, but you ain't that smart. Okay, she could go. But then now we start talking to some more of them, and then we see, well, okay, maybe you can stick around. That's the idea. But as of right now, Dub, sure, we got a bunch of 6s and 7s. We don't really have a lot of 8, 9. We don't have a lot of 9s and 10s. I noticed that you didn't bring up Denver. There's a reason why you didn't bring up Denver. Because they got it done. Because they just won.
Yeah, right, and that's why I understand. That's probably the one team. But even then, they're going through injuries. They're going through Jokic, going through some struggles right now. Philly's one of them.
I'm on record saying I'm out on Philly. I'm on record saying that. I'm out on them.
Yeah. So that's my whole thing is like we could really find a reason for everyone. So I don't really like doing that. Ron, let's get some Superchats because I want to talk about Minnesota because they really got me tight. I'm not going to hold
you. Hip name Slickback said, why is everybody acting like what Mars said is crazy? Kobe literally said the same thing when he talked about James Harden in Houston. You cannot win with that much ball dominance. Appreciate you, Pimp name Slickback. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got to the Super Chat of the day. Teflon Gun Smoke said, let's have that Jalen Green conversation, good people.
Oh, we did get to that Super Chat too.
Yes, we did, Miles. Did you think we forgot?
And bring up Miles left. Bring up Miles left with his.
There's no way that you thought we just forgot that, Mars.
No, I was just hoping there was more Super Chats.
Miles left said, Mars, let's get to the facts on Jalen Jordan.
Facts. Oh, Teddy Hart, change topic. Change topic, Teddy Hart. No. Change topic. We gotta respect the Super Chat. It's a $25 Super Chat to change the topic. He just sent one right now. We have to change the topic.
Oh my God.
That's the rules.
Teddy Hart, I appreciate you, brother.
That's the rules.
Yes, we do. We gotta change the subject. Yes, we do.
Real quick, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it, Ron.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
What we got, Teddy?
Teddy said, "How y'all feel about Ant crying in a post-game interview about Shea getting all the foul calls? Meanwhile, in their matchup, including that game, he shot more free throw attempts and smoked the clutch ones. I might add. Love Ant, but that's crazy."
Yeah, I think sometimes, especially in like after a heated game and in the moment, emotions just happen, and that was probably something that complained about, but then afterwards probably thought about it, was like, oh yeah, maybe I was probably reaching to that. I think stuff like that happens.
Wait.
He's already
Wait.
there we go, Teddy the GOAT. Teddy the GOAT.
And as if not to double down on
Actually,
it, your Highness Charles said, Jalen Green, we on your ass. Mars. Hey, go ahead and take this full screen, brother.
Wait,
We don't
what
need
do you want
to be
me
here
to say?
for
Someone
this.
needs to ask me something about Jalen Green. Oh,
We having this Jalen Green talk now, Piccolo.
Let's have the Jalen Green talk. What do you guys want to talk about? Let's
do it.
What
What
happened?
you mean? Cook him. Cook him the way you cook Wiseman. Cook him the way you
He's
was
not
trying to
bad
cook
as
Jabari Smith
I
last year.
apologize to Jabari Smith.
Yeah. So apologize for being wrong about Jalen Green to the masses that you was put Jalen Jordan is insane, Mars.
He's still done more in the NBA at 21 than Jordan did.
That's
Mars, I got you on the question,
being in the league.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's what I said. So
But with that being said, Mars, we watched the game last night, and what did you see from your man?
There was one turnover where he stepped in bounds trying to inbound the ball. That was crazy. But I saw someone who can't make jump shots. That's what that's the problem for me. It's the jump shots that he can't make. And me and Dub have had this conversation. I was of the belief that he's getting himself good looks. He just needs to capitalize on them. We're now 40 games in, and that hasn't happened. So he's probably not as good of a shooter as I thought he'd be by now.
38% in the month of January, bro. That's crazy.
He's not as good of a jump shooter as I thought he would be. So that's probably the biggest concern. He has had to have the largest adjustment to the new system. His touches are down, his time of possession is down, he's getting the ball just a whole lot less, and he's having to probably be a better decision maker than he's been asked to be, which is he's struggling. This is the first time I think he's had a team of real structure. So he's definitely struggling as a scorer. He's not strong enough at all. That's one thing that I noticed like early on in the season. He's just not strong enough. Cam Whitmore, me and Cho were talking about already. Cam Whitmore is just far superior in terms of his athletic build, ready for the NBA. He's way stronger. He doesn't off his path as easily. I think that's why Jalen struggles around the rim as much as he does for someone as athletic as he is, because if he's not drawing a foul and he has to play through contacts, he's probably going to miss. There was a couple plays last night that were actually quite promising with him finishing through contacts, but generally speaking, he struggles in that regard. Also, on his gathers, like when you gather the ball for your layup, he gets stripped a whole lot. That's just because he doesn't protect the ball well enough. So that's another problem. But I'm still on the side of optimism because he's 21. He's not 22 until next month.
Shut up.
He's 21.
Shut up. I'm tired of you.
I'm not about to give up on someone who has shown me the upside he's shown me.
Those back shots is moving you, I promise you. Oh my God.
I don't call them bad shots because he's missing. I don't call them bad
shots. I said bad shots. I said those back shots, Mars. That's what I'm saying. They're really moving you, bro. You gotta cut it out, bro.
I was pushing Jalen Green long before those videos.
Mars, he made bad shots.
Yeah, I was pushing Jalen Green propaganda long before those videos, but I mean, I guess. But yeah, I think it's a large adjustment period for him. He's not as good of a shooter as I thought he would be by now, which is disappointing. But I'll say progression isn't linear. I don't think he got worse at basketball, but he's been worse this year than he was last year. I don't think I think this year he might it's a bad year for him. I'm not about to argue that he's played good this year. He hasn't. His scoring has fallen off a cliff. His defense, although I think is better, still isn't very good. His passing he's more willing than ever, I think, but he's still not a very good passer. So there's a lot of holes in his game, but he's 21. Like, I'm not about to give up on someone who could only legally drink for the last 11 months. Like, there's no reason for me to give up on a 21-year-old who's shown the upside he has.
Cho, this is why he don't get leeway, right? How many times when there's a young and up-and-coming guy, Mars be like, nah, he's not that good. He's not this. He's not that. Then when James Wiseman, when time progresses, they showed him not
the
to.
Upside they've shown.
And as time progresses, they showed him not to be great. Oh man, I told you he wasn't that good. I've been saying he wasn't that good. I've been saying he wasn't this. Nah, Mars. So I'm gonna do that, Jay. I'm gonna do that today, Chill. I told you, Mars, he's not that good. He's never gonna be efficient. He's never gonna be that guy, Mars. I've been telling you, we're gonna come out probably a year later. You're gonna have this optimism, bro. At the end, bro, shooting 39% for the season, Mars, is insane. And you want to know why he doesn't get the ball? Because they get him out of the freaking line. They take away his touches because he doesn't deliver. You can't keep giving a man touches if he keeps messing up. And I've seen them try to give him the ball, even in late game scenarios, mainly in the beginning of the year. And guess what? They was like, nah, because you suck. You can't deliver for us. Not at all. So you know what? We just got to keep the ball away from you. They ice him out because he don't deliver. That's not really because of that's not just because they just trying to get him away from the ball. They're getting him away from the ball because he cannot deliver, Mars. Nah, bro. Cook that man.
I said he hasn't been good this season. I'm not arguing against that. And the reason I'm not, I guess, cooking him like I cook James Wiseman is because we know this when you
think James Wiseman is worse. Right.
Well, not just that, but obviously, clearly. But when I evaluate players coming into the drafts, I have people who I think are very good. And I have people who I think are not very good. I have people who I think are going to be terrible, blah, blah, blah. And then a part of it does come down to confirmation bias. If I see someone who I thought was going to be bad, end up being bad, I'm quicker to say, yeah, this guy's bad. Because I already saw them being bad when they came in. And if I see someone being good before they come in, and then they are good when they come in, it takes less for me to see them in the league to say they are good. And then when I see someone who I thought was going to be bad, be good, I personally want to see a larger sample of it before I admit I was wrong. Like Jabari Smith. It took the whole rookie season where he wasn't great. He started picking up towards the end. I still didn't say anything. Then I saw him in the summer league. I was like, okay, I'm seeing this. I'm ready to prepare my apology. Then I saw him in preseason. I was like, okay, Jabari looks good.
Will you make the same apology for Jalen Green?
Can I finish? And then then the regular season comes along and I'm like, okay, I was wrong about Jabari. But it took me a year to admit I was wrong about Jabari because when I think someone's not going to be good, I have to see a larger sample when they're doing the opposite. With Jalen Green, if I think he's going to be good, and he turns out not being good, I'm going to want to see a larger sample of him not being good before I say I'm wrong. Whereas if I thought he was going to be bad before he came in, I would have already said, yeah, Jalen Green's not good. He's going to be bad. But because I saw the upside when he was in the G League and I saw the upside in his first 2 seasons, this 42 games he played isn't going to be what's going to tell me that, oh yeah, I was wrong. Because when I've already believed in the upside, it's going to take longer than for me to admit. Now, if this carries on for the rest of this season and then next season, and I still don't see the development in his strength or his jump shot, or he still can't finish around the rim with consistency, and his ball handling still isn't as good as it should be, and he's going into his age 23 season, yeah, I'll be like, okay, I misevaluated this talent. But I'm not about to do it this is the first season in his career that I would call bad. I think he was a very good rookie, and I think he was very good in his second year. This is the first season I think he's been bad. And
can I just ask, what do you think is the cause of him looking as bad as he's looked this year? Because for me, I feel it's just the situation that he's in. I would say seeing he spent his first 2 years basically playing professional AAU in the NBA, and now it's a system. Now he has vets that demand the ball. Now he's playing meaningful basketball. He's playing basketball to get us in the playoffs. He's playing in that type of environment. A guy like Sengun, who I just think is just better. It's not affecting him as much because he's just a better player. But with Jalen Green, I don't think he's bad. I think he's just in a bad situation. Is that the case, or you think, he's just not improving?
I can't call a bad situation a winning situation. I can't do that. I think he has been in situations where he spoke about it in the offseason. A lot of people have spoke about it in Houston. Accountability wasn't a big thing. There was no accountability. Just do what you want, play with reckless abandon. We're not going to take you out the game. You're probably not going to learn anything, but you're going to just make as many mistakes as you want. A lot of the Houston roster spoke about that. Ime came in and that changed. And then in the G League, it was very similar. There was very little accountability for him, Jonathan Kuminga, a lot of the young NBA prospects that were on that team. And in high school, it's high school. So Jalen Green is going through a development from high school when he was one of the top recruits in the country. Him and Cade were battling for number 1. Through the G League and in his first 2 years in the NBA. That's about 6 years of literally no accountability for what he's doing. So I don't think he grew up learning winning basketball and making the right plays. It was all, you're the best player on the team. We're going to give you the ball. You're going to score. You're going to make your mistakes. We're not going to punish you. or teach you what you're doing wrong, blah, blah, blah. Just figure it out. And now he's in a situation where, look, if you're playing bad, you're not going to close this game because we're trying to win. So if you're not doing your job, we have no reason to keep you out there just for the sake of it. And I think part of it, I think, is affecting him mentally. He's posted a few things on Instagram about his mental health. I think he's genuinely in a bad space mentally that hopefully he can figure it out. Hopefully his coaching staff is talking to him. I think that's part of affecting his play. I think that's part of it. The other part is this is the first time he's playing with that level of accountability. Sengun came from playing pro overseas where the level of accountability is through the roof over there. Losing is not accepted. Sengun spoke about that too. When he first came to the league in Houston, they didn't care about losses as much as Sengun's overseas team did. When he was overseas and they lost, it was depression. When he's in Houston and they lose, it's ordinary business. He said he wasn't used to that. So I think Jalen's just coming from a situation of a lot less accountability, so it's a larger adjustment period for him. But the reason why I'm not giving up on him is because I can't see the level of talent that I believe he has as a shot creator, as a scorer, as an athlete, and say he has no chance of ever being good, especially when he's 21. He's 21 and has shown in the league this season in very small situations that he can still score at the NBA level. Last season, a lot more consistently that he can score at the NBA level. I don't think that someone who's shown as much positively as he has, I'm going to give up on them because they've had a bad first half of the season, which will probably end up being a bad full season. I'm not saying he's going to turn it around after the All-Star break and have a good season. I think he's going to have a bad season. But I remember when Scottie Barnes had a bad season last year, people were like, oh, Scottie Barnes didn't really kick on from his rookie season. And people were like, oh, we're kind of disappointed in Scottie Barnes. He didn't do what we expected in year 2. And now year 3, he looks like an all-star level player. Evan Mobley, people were disappointed in him in his second year because he hasn't taken a jump offensively. He still hasn't taken it. I'm not giving up on him. I think progression for a lot of these young players doesn't go automatically. Year 1, year 2, you're better. Year 3, you're better. Year 4, you're better. Some people progress at different rates. And I think maybe Jalen Green is having a down year. Maybe next year will be a better year if he comes back.
Shut up. I'm tired of hearing this.
Hey.
No,
you want to
about
Jalen
Green, what do you want me to do?
Hold on.
He's having his worst year in his whole
I
time.
just said that.
I'm not hearing this. No, I'm not hearing this, bro. Chat, don't let him live, bro. Don't let him live.
You said let's talk about Jalen Green. I said I'm not going to troll. I'm giving my genuine opinion, and now you don't want to hear it.
Next year, when you're going to have to get on the screen the same way y'all was doing for Jabari Smith and apologizing, next year I'm going to be waiting for you, Mars. I'll be waiting for you. I'm going to be like, Mars is going to get on the full screen. Chat, everyone, the Houston Rockets organization, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for advocating for Jalen Green, for him being this great basketball player. I thought he was best. I thought he was better than I thought. I was wrong, and I apologize. The man is not somebody you can rely on, and I'm not going to rely on him until he shows me. So you got it, Mars. I'll be waiting for you next year, bro. I'm just early to the party, man. I got the one ready for you because I think you're going to be of age in the United States of America.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're going to be wrong. I just, this is my genuine thoughts. I'm not trolling, as you can tell. I've admitted this is his worst season by far. This is the worst he's looked in the NBA. He looks worse than he looked in the G League, in my honest opinion. But I don't think
he had shown flashes though, Mars. Like we watched him last night.
Everyone shows flashes.
Yeah, flashes.
Not like that. Last
Julius Randle has shown flashes of being a great player. Mars cooks the hell out of him all the time. What are we talking about?
Mars, can I ask? You go to finish out the season. He's having a down year. Goes into the playoffs. He stinks it up. 40 games into next season, and he's playing even worse than he did this year. Are you going to come up here and apologize? Is the tune going to change? Or are you going to give him more time?
Well, I think context is key. If he looks worse this year, I'll probably say Houston is definitely not the right place for him. If he looks the exact same, I would probably say he needs to get out of Houston. Houston will probably agree he needs to get out of Houston because I know he's up for his team option this year, or they can extend him. So that's the two options: max rookie extension, or they'll use his team option and then they'll have him as an unrestricted free agent next year. I'm of the belief, based on how bad he's been this year, they aren't extending him. I don't think they're going to extend him. I think they're going to get his team option. Jalen Green will be playing for a max rookie contract next year. And if he still looks bad, he will be out of Houston. He's not going to be out of the league. I hope everyone is aware he won't be out of the league after next year. Another team will give him an opportunity. But my level of expectation for all NBA, one of the top scorers in the league, will definitely be curtailed a little bit. I won't be as high on him. But he's definitely not as bad as James Wiseman or Killian Hayes. I don't think he's ever going to be that bad.
That's fair.
So, yeah, but this season, has been terrible. I'm not arguing.
You
about
cook
how good
Julius
he's
Randle way worse than Jalen Green, and
because people were saying Julius Randle was a top 25 player. Yeah, so I said that's not true. He's not a top 40 player. That's my belief of Julius Randle. The only person who praises Jalen Green is me. No one else praises him. So who am I meant to? I'm not going to cook myself. If you want to cook, you can go ahead. But like, I'm not going to cook.
Yeah, we cooking you today. All right,
I got to be consistent.
Yeah,
too,
that's
though,
fine. That's fine.
I don't obviously praise Jalen Green as much as Mars, but I was high on Jalen Green coming into the year too, and coming into the year, coming into his career. I was high on him coming out of high school. I do got to say though, I got to be consistent because I'm always like this with young players. When Ticket came up here and was flame throwing Scoot Henderson, it's like, yo, Ticket, he's young. All these other guys, yo, this player's young. This player's young. We got to give him time. It takes time. That's this, and I'm gonna keep the same energy with Jalen Green. I do believe Jalen Green's still gonna have a good career. I do believe he's gonna get more efficient. I do believe he's gonna get stronger. I do believe he's gonna shoot better. He's gonna get to his spots more. He's gonna just become a better player, better decision maker all around.
Doug, what's your motivation? Hold on, Ron. Doug, what's your motivation with Jalen Green?
He doesn't like how much I praised him. That's why he's focusing.
Right. I get that.
I've never liked Jalen Green. Like I haven't.
Right,
Jalen Green. Right. Jalen Green to me, he's always just going to be it. To me, he's always going to be an efficient player. I don't think he really plays. I don't think he plays the right way. I don't think his IQ is up there in terms of playing team basketball. I think the best role for him was probably going to be like him as a coming off the bench and him really being in control of a bench unit and being the main scorer. Hell yeah, I think he'll be. I think when he could do whatever he wants with the ball in his hands, with like no limitations, I think that's like the best version of him, right? I think that his best role, I don't think he's good enough to be that type of player on a playoff contending team. So if he's like that off of the bench,
year 3, that's where we at. In year 3, that's where we
hell yeah. I don't need that much time to see I've been watching him for 3 years now, bro. He ain't that good. Like
honestly,
I think
right now, chill. That might not be a bad role for him. Like that Harden for OKC role, that J.R. Smith role.
If he's coming, here's what I'm saying. If he's coming off the bench and just giving you straight heat, because this is why I'll give him Mars, because I do think if he does get more better with the ball and better decisions, I think like he could be a really good ball handler off the bench, a really good scorer off the bench as well. The thing is, though, I just think this is way too much of a role for him to be one of the main guys of the crew, your main ball handler, your main scorer, and be effective at it. So I think if he's coming off the bench and performing and playing that way, I think that's the best fit for him.
So what you're doing is you getting, because that doesn't make sense to me, Dub. And the reason why is because what you're telling me is that I got a better 2 guard than him. So if I got a better 2 guard than him, then I'm probably going to get somebody cheaper than him.
That's not the case. Bob says it all the time, and I believe you should start your best 5 players. Bob is under the belief that you should.
I think he's a starter.
I believe that, but Bob is under the belief, and a lot of people are too, and you see it all across the NBA. You don't start your best 5 players. You bring one of your best players off the bench so they can run with the second unit. I don't personally believe that, or I don't like that, but I could see it in this situation with Jalen Green being able to come in the game and have full control over the offense. You don't have Fred VanVleet out there. Maybe Sengun's not even on the floor, or maybe it is him and Sengun. But however, more so, he's the focal point of the offense coming off the bench. He gets to do whatever he wants to. He got carte blanche to shoot anything, make any decision, and it allows him to play his game more. And now it also makes everybody effective. I don't know who you do start at the 2 for Houston. Maybe it's Cam Whitmore. Maybe it's I don't know.
Might be and to Mars's point, Mars, do you think that maybe have been destructive for him to come into the league like that, and now all of a sudden he gets this sort of structure, and now this is what his game looks like, and maybe they tearing him down to build him back up into something else, not necessarily a rotation player, because I think he's a starter. I do believe that.
Oh hell,
I think it's possible that when you have a player like Jalen Green who's been, I don't want to say built up wrong, but I think his development has not been correct. I genuinely believe that. So maybe Houston are having to deconstruct Jalen Green's game and then rebuild it in an image that's conducive to winning, which might make sense because his role has been drastically different this year than his first 2 years. He's playing a lot more off the ball, a lot more catch and shoots. Fred VanVleet's controlling the offense. He's running less pick and rolls than he used to. He's actually not too bad in the pick and roll, to be honest, but he's running less pick and rolls than he used to. He's being asked to do more defensively, more as a rebounder, the little things. So maybe they are trying to just deconstruct his game, and he's shooting out of rhythm. He doesn't have the ball in his hands as much. So it's possible. But I don't get the bring him off the bench thing if you're going to say he's not good enough as a ball handler and decision maker with the starters. So you give him the full license of the bench to dribble and do more. If he's not good enough as a ball handler in a secondary role, why would you then give him the primary role of doing it with the bench?
We seen him do it last year, Morris. He was much more effective. Last year was clearly the best season. And I'm not saying he had a phenomenal season last year, but he averaged 22 last year. And he had his spurts where he looked good. Clearly, he's more comfortable being the focal point of the offense than he is in the role that he is in right now.
Yeah, but you go ahead though, because you were the one who said it. So I was
the reason for that is it's almost like, and you guys are actually hitting the point that I was thinking about. I think he's just played a bad brand of basketball on the Houston Rockets for so long now. He's built bad habits. So against lesser lineups, against lineups that I think he could probably take more advantage of, I think building him up in that way would be more beneficial to him. And I think he could probably gain more of a rhythm like that going up against your second unit guys rather than the first starters. You feel me? So I think you'll see more production. And then over time, he'll build confidence because I do agree with you too. I think it is hurting his mental health as well and his confidence because he's not being able to perform at this level. So him getting buckets on those second unit teams, building confidence more, then you can start implementing more in those starting lineups. And hopefully the trajectory of his career right now can be to where you guys think that he can be now. But if they continue to build him up in this way, I don't see how he can be successful. I think you need to find a way, because when you face up against lesser talent, it boosts your confidence. It does. It happens. When you over here going against lesser talent, getting buckets, and then you match up against those starters right there, guess what? I'm in rhythm. I'm over here in stride. I know where my spots are. I got a better feel of the game. Other than, I'm trying to figure this out with our starters right now, and it's not really working for me because I've been playing this brand of basketball for 2 years now. That hasn't been conducive to winning.
Which is fair. All of those points are fair points, Dub. I think that we have to hold him to a higher regard, but we also got to hold Houston to a higher regard too, because you did take him with the number 2 overall pick in the draft, and it is your responsibility to develop him. It is your responsibility to hone this guy into a franchise player like you have. So you can't just have this guy here as a franchise as the number 2 overall pick, and all of a sudden he's having mental issues. Was he having mental issues when he was 22 a game and he was getting the ball every trip? Was he having mental issues then? Because I'm having a difficult time with the idea that now, because the offense has changed, and because he's not involved as much as he used to be, now it's been a little bit more difficult for him. I can appreciate that it's been a little bit more difficult for him. But when the offense has changed, the Houston Rockets, it's their responsibility. I've said this to you in the past, Moss. When I come into the game, I have pro potential. It's your job to teach me the pro game. That's your responsibility.
They failed him. They have failed him, the Houston Rockets, 1,000%.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. They have not failed him. I think they have failed look
him.
at what they just did. They put
That's just now. What about
this
the
is
first
1
2
year.
years of his career?
They failed him with
where
the
were
first
they?
2 years we were
the first
2 years.
You got it.
We were by far the worst franchise in the league.
Yeah. They failed him.
And it's not about winning games. It's not about winning games. It's about the player development. It's about the accountability on the roster. It's about the coaching. It's about everything that we're seeing on the floor. Even the bad teams, the Spurs, the Pistons, the Portland Trailblazers, whoever you want to say, they weren't damaging their young players. I genuinely believe Houston were damaging their young pieces with what they were doing with Steven Silas and whoever else at their home. It was terrible what they were doing.
Ron, let me ask. Between his rookie year and his sophomore year, what moves did they make that made you say, "Oh, they're helping Jalen Green"?
Oh, here's what you could say. You could say they did a bad job between his rookie and sophomore year. And also, too, you don't know how bad a coach is until you see how bad a coach is.
Or when you see a better coach. How about that?
That's what they did, and that's why they went and got Ime Udoka. That's why they went and got Fred VanVleet. That's why they went and got Jeff Green. That's why they went and got all of these vets.
Yeah, this year they're doing their job.
And that's what I'm saying.
Previous to that,
they've only had 2 years to adjust, and they did their job.
Ron, you think it can happen in 2 years? You could wreck a guy. What are you talking about, Ron? This isn't a guy over the course of of a couple of months, 2 seasons. They could wreck him.
No, for sure. I don't think that they have failed Jalen Green. I think they did an amazing job last year of this offseason of putting guys around him. Keep in mind, it's only been 2 off seasons. On top of that, they had the number 2 pick. How many teams over a span of 3 years go from a number 2 pick to where they are right now? The Houston Rockets have actually exceeded expectations.
The Memphis Grizzlies.
Damo, for the people
Memphis Grizzlies. Just to avoid any confusion, in recent memory, the Memphis Grizzlies.
And check this out with the Grizzlies. Ja Morant was the final piece to the puzzle. Keep in mind, before that, they drafted Jaren Jackson Jr. Before that, they had drafted Dylan Brooks. They got Desmond Bane after.
Desmond Bane was after Ja Morant.
He was after, and then they got Desmond Bane after.
Oklahoma City Thunder.
No, it took the Thunder.
Yes.
It took the Thunder a little longer.
They drafted Chet number 2. He missed his rookie year, and then what did they do with this offseason going into this year? And look where they're at now. The
Thunder are a little different though, because the year before that they were in the playoffs. They
ain't been in the playoffs since 2020.
No,
that's not true.
Jalen was the start of because we got James Harden.
Right.
That was when I was a Warriors fan. They had James Harden, and then James Harden left, and then the next year was the year they tanked, got Jalen Green, and Jalen Green has been there for the process of the rebuild. And I do think part of it is we are better than more people anticipated. So now there's more of a spotlight, and Sengun's doing what he's doing. So there's more of a spotlight on, hey, the number 2 pick from Sengun, same draft on his team, is looking this bad. Also, especially on this platform, I genuinely believe I've put more of a spotlight on Jalen Green from how much I've spoken positively.
Oh, you absolutely have.
So now there's people in this chat or who watch the show after the fact
yeah,
who genuinely, I believe, watch Houston because of what I've said. And he looks like this, so I think he's getting a lot of more negativity because of that. But I think we are ahead of schedule in terms of people. We're better than people expected this year.
That is true, because when I was sitting there screaming, 40 wins for the Rockets, I like what they did, I was told, oh, you're bugging. Oh, man. Even Mars, who was a Rockets fan, I would just be happy with 35 games. If we get anything above 35, I'll be ecstatic, or whatever it was he said. But someone in the chat even said the Magic and the T-Wolves. And they're drafting number 1, not at number 2, but them drafting 1, how quick they were able to turn the ship around. In a matter of 2 seasons, 3 seasons? The T-Wolves was in the playoffs last year, which would have been Ant was drafted 2020,
the year before Jalen Green.
2020?
They were in the playoffs in 22. They were in the playoffs in 22. And
they were a playoff team 2 years after they drafted him. For the Orlando Magic, they drafted Paolo at number 1 2 years ago. When did they draft Franz?
And the Grizzlies was a good example because
Ja
Morant, they started winning they started playing better with Ja Morant. And the year before, I mean, they were playing bad, but they weren't really like investing in young talent because Marc Gasol and Mike Conley was still there getting games up. So like the young talent wasn't really getting a lot of PT right there.
But Jalen Green hasn't been a short chucker about that. That thing that about Jalen
no, he's just missing everything.
This year he hasn't been short. If you want to say last year and his rookie year short chucking, cool, I get it. This year he hasn't been short chucking. Now there's been plenty of times where he's tried to draw a foul and he hasn't got it, and the shots look bad. But he hasn't been short chucking this year. He's taken relatively good shots. He's just missing them, and that, like Dub says, he says it all the time. If you're missing your open looks, that's more concerning. Yes, it's very concerning that he's missing.
And you gotta make open shots.
Very concerning that he's missing.
And the last 18 months of the Pacers, as well as from when they got Reese and everything they did preceding getting Reese, what they have done. Someone in the chat asking, what am I talking about? It's different situations for talking about the Thunder. My point is these organizations are actually doing something and they're benefiting. They're doing things that are beneficial for the player. They're helping their young guys. They're doing the right thing. The Rockets for 2 whole seasons were AAU professional basketball for Jalen Green.
They were just playing.
It was nothing.
I swear they were just
He
going
was just showing up to play basketball with no guidance.
You cannot sit there and act like that Houston Rockets team wasn't just leaving their child at home with no food and just making them
I think that's a large testament to Sengun, because Steven Silas was killing Sengun.
Yes, he was.
The fact that Sengun is this good after what Steven Silas was putting him through, putting him on the bench for some of the worst big men I've ever seen, because apparently he can't play defense.
He could have wrecked him.
Saying that he's not a good enough playmaker. Steven Silas was a criminal with Sengun. The fact that he's still in the league is crazy. He was a criminal when it came to Alperen Sengun.
Which, by the way, since we're on the subject of Steven Silas, quick FYI, guys, just so you know, the Detroit Pistons, they lost 28 straight games with Steven Silas on the bench. Hey, Damo, that Charlotte Hornets team, that was awful.
20-something games. He was there, right under his dad. Right under his dad. He has been a part of 3 franchises, 3 separate seasons where teams are losing 20-plus straight games. And you're telling me he's not a man? All right, man. That guy's a can't. He's a curse. That's why Detroit's that bad. I didn't know they had him on the coaching staff.
He's a plant.
He's a walking
plant. He goes to teams to destroy them. He's a plant.
Big Ox, we're not being dramatic, sir. We are not being dramatic. We're being honest about teams ruining guys and their potential of ruining guys as opposed to teams developing guys. That's an actual thing. And that if you watch that Houston Rockets team last year, they had no direction, none whatsoever. They had no idea what they were doing. There's a reason why they were at the bottom of the league last year in fourth quarter turnovers and in fourth quarter points, because they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have any system. Which, by the way, this Sengun, that's a double-double, that's a walking double-double this year. He was on the bench most of those games in the fourth quarter.
Oh, Steven Silas
was ruining Sengun. The fact that Sengun overcame it, it's a huge testament to how good he is, because I don't know what Silas was doing with him.
But that'll go to show why he's so good now and able to not be affected by the change of expectations and change of pace for the Rockets. That's what I think the real problem is with Jalen Green. The fact that he spent 2 whole seasons as a number 1 option on a professional AAU basketball team, because that's what I'm gonna call the Rockets teams that he was on. They were professional AAU teams, and he was just asked to roll the ball in the court and just play basketball, bro. Hey, play basketball, collect your shit.
I was standing on this, Damo.
It was crazy.
I was standing on this. Those teams were worse than this Pistons team this year. I will stand on that.
Yeah, it's not about the wins and losses. That it was bad.
They didn't look like basketball. That probably be the only professional basketball team I would say could lose to a really good college team, because they had no direction. They couldn't do anything. They had no idea what they were doing.
They were so
and to
bad.
go from that to be Jalen Green, to go from that to now you have another guard who's going to be as demanding or as dominant with the ball as you, and now you're not getting as many or any of the looks you were used to getting playing AAU basketball, and now you have to play in a system. You have to play under guys. You have to play in the offense. You have to play for wins, not just play for your stats. I'm not surprised he's struggling, especially even at that point in time when he was playing AAU basketball. He was inefficient then. The 22 a game was still seen inefficient 22. He was a shot chucker, was the label put on him. So I'm not surprised an inefficient guy is having problems adjusting to playing winning basketball now, adjusting to playing basketball that means some meaningful games, and he hasn't had that at all. I didn't realize, it makes sense. Sengun played pro ball before he got here. It makes sense why his mentality is like this and why he wasn't affected by it. I just can't blame Jalen Green too much.
Ron,
it is disappointing, but
That's Damo.
No, that's me. That's me. Either way it goes, though, we gotta get to the title, and we gotta grade these off-season moves.
Oh wow!
So let's go ahead and get into it. I got 15 guys, and I need you guys to tell me the grade of each of these guys. Right.
Hold on, before we do that, Ron, can we read this chat real quick?
Go ahead.
I don't think we got that. The Dallas Mavericks without Luka Doncic are 0-7, 30th on defense, 28th in offense, 30th on net rating, and 30th on both field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. 28-19 with Luka, with healthy Luka. This is from last season before Kyrie trade.
Yeah, that's so with no Jalen Brunson, no Porzingis, no Kyrie. This is back when it was Spencer Dinwiddie second option. I agree with you on that Dallas Mavericks team. I agree with you. When they had no actual viable other options, I agree. But when you have Jalen Brunson and Porzingis and now Kyrie, that's the people I'm talking about. Not the Spencer Dinwiddie second option minutes. We good on that.
Ron, you got it.
All right, fellas, let's get into it. I'm going to give you guys some of these offseason moves, and you guys tell me as of right now, how's it looking? From the top, we are going to start with the Memphis Grizzlies and Marcus Smart. What would you give that grade so far?
Incomplete, because he's been injured.
It's unfortunate circumstances that Marcus Smart is a winning basketball player, and he's on a team that's not able to win because of injuries and suspensions, and himself being hurt. So it's just a bad fit for both parties now, because their intentions were different from when they got him. So I have to give it like a D. Personally, I have to give it like a D.
I'll give it.
I'm gonna say no. I was gonna say C, because they haven't been healthy all year with Ja or Marcus Smart. So in my head, I don't know. I can't grade it because I don't know how good they can be. So I'm gonna say a C because I just don't know. I don't think it's too bad of a move. I'm not gonna lie, Ron. You're L guy today. I'm not. I was reading these $10 Jones before you got here. You're L guy, man.
Yeah, for sure. The Lakers with Torian Prince, Gabe Vincent, and Christian Wood. We're just gonna bundle them all in one.
Look. Can my man handle it? Can my man handle it? That's what I want to know. Can he handle it?
I would give them C- in terms of all those signings now. I'm not gonna say anything too drastic or crazy. Just a C-.
Gabe Vincent's an F.
Straight.
And you know what's crazy? Gabe Vincent's an F, and Torian Prince is a terrorist. How do you think I feel about Christian Wood? Imagine how much I gotta love Christian Wood.
PT. They don't give Wood PT.
Exactly why it's a
wild.
C-. It's wild how inconsistent his minutes are. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
But C-. I'm not gonna go harp in too much about the Laker politics.
D.
All those I'm with Damo on C-. I think he needs to invest more into Christian Wood and put him in more lineups and just more PT in my
He
head.
actually is really productive when he's out there with James and Anthony Davis. That's when he's the most productive. When I see him out there with those two guys.
But when you got a guy that keeps going in and out of the lineup, it's hard for them to build like
How valuable is the pickup if he doesn't play? Like that's why I'm giving it a D. Like,
and why doesn't
because he don't play?
And why
that's fine. It could be incompetence. It could be
no, not Darvin. The whole coaching staff. That's what his fault is.
Yeah, it can be
In the front
you can think
office.
it's incompetence, but if I'm grading the signing, the fact that he's not playing, it's a bad sign. So D, because Gabe Vincent.
D.
All right, y'all, keeping it pushing. We got the Golden State Warriors and Chris Paul.
F.
He's been hurt damn near the last like 6 years. So yeah, F
trade.
bad.
One
trade,
of the most meaningless trades I've ever seen.
Both players are F's. Crazy.
He pulled up some.
The
Might as well
first
just
lose-lose
stayed with.
trade.
Might as well just stayed with what you had. Honestly.
I ain't never seen a lose-lose trade before. That's crazy.
Yep.
Keeping it pushing. We got another player that has actually been hurt, but was a big offseason move. The Phoenix Suns and Bradley Beal. What are we grading this?
B plus, I think, because they got off Chris Paul. That's good, and Bradley Beal's looked good since he's come back for like the last three weeks or so, and he looks like he's figuring out his role. He's playing very well, extremely efficient. Like Bradley Beal can score as a third option. Who would have thought? B plus,
A minus.
I'm gonna go solid B.
Yeah, I don't mind that because of the health.
All right, fella.
I'm projecting.
What you got,
a lot
Chip?
with mine.
I was saying a B minus because of the health. For that reason right there, because of the health. That's why they got you there. You don't have to do as much. Don't get me wrong. You're going to be the third guy, but you didn't have to do as much except stay healthy. And
Why do we not include Bobo?
What do we include?
He was a pickup. He was a pickup. What are we talking about?
All right, we were
Bobo, boy. Let me tell you.
What is there not to love? My fault. Go ahead.
We were just talking about him, but now we're gonna grade him, and I'm gonna bundle these guys up together too. Got Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet.
Hey.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Even though the contract's a little bit OD, they are.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Hey.
No, they're not. Because
Fred
remember,
got a team option after next year.
Yes,
Fantastic contract. Dylan Brooks' contract goes down every year. Fantastic contract.
That's true. That's true.
Borderline A plus if Dylan Brooks hadn't missed some time. But that's an A. Easy.
Oh, and respect Jeff Green too.
Oh, A plus. A plus.
I'll give it an A plus.
Uncle Jeff, A plus.
I was giving it an A plus.
Yeah.
And getting Porter off the and getting Porter off.
It goes down to a D minus when you include Jock Lando. So.
Hey, Jack Lando was an insane signing. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god, I hate him.
Those playoff games really moved him, huh?
Yeah, man. He's defending Jokic for like 6 possessions. Now all of a sudden he's getting $8 million on my team.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
Oh my god.
That's an A though. I do think Dylan Brooks and Fred are
would be an A plus if Jock Lando didn't exist. But
all right, y'all. Sliding out to the East Coast. We are going to the nation's capital. Washington, D.C. How are we grading Jordan Poole?
F.
Nah, it can't be a F. Well, so I mean, technically, if you think about it, they lost Bradley Beal for Jordan Poole.
So
F.
So
but they're trying to lose games.
F it.
And Jordan Poole's a young guard.
okay.
No.
Mars, how many times? Mars, how
D+.
many times, Mars, have we seen guys that are on bad teams still score at a high rate? How many times have we seen that? Plenty of times. Nobody up here thought that the Washington Wizards
It would be empty stats.
and that's the point, Mars. Nobody up here thought that the Washington Wizards was one going to win, make the playoffs. But I was one of those guys who thought that Jordan Poole was going to be one of the leading scorers. He hasn't been close to that. He has not been
even
close.
Give
to
you
that.
empty stats.
But
He's not even giving you 20. Is he
I
giving
should
you
give you. I should give you a
No,
prediction.
he's not, dog.
I could have
No.
told you that.
He's not even giving you empty
But Mars,
stats. That's the
Mars,
bad.
you didn't like. Let's be real. Even we thought, like, you
Yeah,
thought he was giving us
I
20.
assumed more than 17.
Like, come
but-
on, bro.
You know how you ever see them F's on your paper, the F's that the
It's a
teachers put on your
D+,
paper with a
it's a
big
D+.
circle around it? That's what he get. One of them big. F's
I'm
on
giving
it.
it a D+. I'm not giving it.
Fail.
Nah, I'm giving them an F.
D+.
All right, keeping it pushing. I don't know if you guys technically want to call this an offseason move, but it was an offseason move that turned into another move. We got the Indiana Pacers signing Bruce Brown, and obviously he was flipped to Pascal. So you could just rate the Bruce Brown signing, or you
Oh
could
no,
rate
we're not doing all that.
Nah, Ron.
The signings are it's a B signing. It's a B signing.
Yeah, I would give it
a C+. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
I was gonna say a B- C+ in that range.
Yeah. I'll go B. Yeah, I'll go B-. I'll go B-. That's fine. B-. It was okay.
B.
All right, the Milwaukee Bucks getting Damian Lillard. What are we rating this right now?
And losing Drew Holiday.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to hear what Chill's gonna say though.
Get mine's
I'm
up the
gonna
way.
give it a C.
A C? Oh my god!
That's as far as I'm going because they didn't. But even though I think that they're fool's gold, I'm not gonna lie about that. I 100% believe that they're fool's gold. But with that being said, they do have scoring. It wasn't like they got a complete bust. So they did get some scoring at the point guard spot, 100%. But they traded that for defense and some scoring. So I'll give it a C.
A C?
I was gonna go B-, and I thought that was gonna be the lowest one.
Giannis is having one of
no.
his best seasons because of this trade, bro.
I'm going A-.
No.
I'm going A-.
I'm going C.
What?
I'm going A-.
Yo, y'all don't understand how crucial Dame is to that offense. That
I
offense.
don't.
Oh my! Because the thing is, if the Bucks is a defense that gets cooked in the postseason, regardless if Drew Holiday's there, why the hell are we grading the Bucks because of defense when they get cooked?
Dub.
Damian Lillard being there is amazing.
I just don't get it. Like well, maybe you guys didn't. I've been telling you guys Dame is one of the worst point guard defenders I've ever seen.
You said he's the worst ever. In fact, you didn't say one of the worst. You said he's the worst ever.
I'm being polite, but yeah, I said he's the worst point guard defender I've seen. Like him, Isaiah Thomas, Trae Young, those type of guys. That's how bad. Not Pistons, Isaiah. Young Isaiah. That's how bad I was saying he was. So now he's in Milwaukee, and he's just that bad defensively. Everyone's surprised. Malik Beasley is the one we should be upset about. Malik Beasley is meant to be a defender for some people, even though I know he don't play.
Both of them.
No, but we knew Dame wasn't a defender coming in. No one thought, oh, Dame's on Milwaukee, now he's going to play defense. We all knew that wasn't going to happen. It's about how he can help Giannis offensively. That's what he got picked up for.
But wait a minute, Mark.
One of the best offenses in the league. Dame did what he was brought to do.
Right.
Help the Bucks offense be borderline unstoppable, and the Bucks offense is borderline unstoppable. So why am I going to cook him for the defense being bad when he was picked up with the knowledge of his defense is going to be cooked? They were meant to put another defensive guy in the backcourt with him, and that's where the Bucks failed. That's where they failed. But the Dame signing is exactly as good as it should have been, in my opinion.
That's why that doesn't work, Mars, because you just said it in terms of defense, right? So we already know who Dame is. So the Bucks, they lose Drew Holiday and they lose Grayson Allen. So Grayson Allen's at least going to compete on the defensive end. Malik Beasley, what is he? A long ball shooter. That's what he is. Nobody ever talks about Malik Beasley.
Said, oh, I like him. He's going to be our point of attack defender.
And this is the same Adrian Griffin who had a coach quit in the beginning of the season because he saw this and was like, this dude don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but I don't want the Dame acquisition, right? The Dame acquisition is done his job.
Right. So the Dame acquisition, let's discuss the Dame acquisition for an example. Drew Holiday provided them with something that they did not have, which made them competitive as a playoff team. Won the NBA championship with this group. You don't like Damian Lillard as a defender. I don't like him as a defender neither. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take Drew Holiday out and we're going to put Damian Lillard and we're going to take that defense out and we're going to put Damian Lillard, and we're going to supplement that with just buckets. So now what we're getting 136 from the Detroit Pistons, right? We're getting 134 from the Utah Jazz. That's what we're getting. And we're getting Giannis, who, if they were better defensively, we'd be talking about a guy being in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. But because we can't get anybody to defend on the perimeter, this is where we are. And that's largely due to you giving up what helped you win the NBA championship, and you traded all of that for scoring, which, by the way, I don't think that that's going to win you the NBA championship. This is why I think that they fool's gold.
Fellas, we got to keep it pushing. We got to get. I got another team that we got to get to.
Oh my God.
We got the Boston Celtics.
My bad. Last thing. But if the Bucks defense is always getting cooked in the postseason, why are we ranking them off this signing because of defense? When Drew Holiday got sunned by Jimmy Jordan, when they were getting sunned by KD by himself, when even the Celtics was sunning them too. So what? I mean, I'm not with it, because Drew Holiday, even though what he brought to you defensively, guess what? It's almost the same combo in reverse. He was a terrorist offensively too. So it's either. So what would you rather have? A guy that's giving you defense and
he wasn't that bad offensively. No, he
oh.
wasn't. I know we gotta go. I know we gotta go. But there's no way you're gonna tell me that Drew Holiday was as bad offensively as Damian Lillard was defensively, dog. No way you're gonna sell that to me. No way. Hell no.
All right, y'all. We got the Boston Celtics. Two players.
Drew and Porzingis, right?
Yes, separately.
Porzingis at A+, Drew B.
I'm giving Drew A, because I don't think he's got to do as much on Boston as he had to do in Milwaukee.
I would say Drew B, and I would say Porzingis A.
Porzingis is an A+ to me. Fantastic.
KP is an A. KP is an A+, 1,000%.
And yeah, I'm fine with Drew being a B. Offensively, I think he's regressed. Defensively, I think he's still great, but I think he's like the second best perimeter defender on that team right now, which says a lot.
Think Derek White's better?
Jesus, Derek White's different.
Derek White's such a dog this year. It's insane. It is insane how good he is.
But Drew being that fifth best player says a lot about how good that team is. But yeah, I'll give Drew a B, because offensively, I still think he's not great, although he's shooting the 3 well this year. And Porzingis, I think, is the easiest A+ of all time. He's been so good for him.
All right, y'all. We got some super chats. I'm gonna try to run down all of these, as many as I can. Your Highness Charles said, y'all ignoring the context. Washington got rid of that awful Bradley Beal contract, something the current GM didn't give them. Also, got what little value you could for Porzingis. C for me.
Well, if you include the Porzingis, John, I understand that. I was just going off of Beal.
Or D+ or whatever I said. D something.
Prince Liger said, Ron, you better read my $10 super chat or fist emojis.
About to get these hands. You better watch out, Ron.
I got things I got to do this week. I'm not trying to walk around with a blacker eye.
Right,
so
you better get these hands.
I'm going to go ahead and read this. Yes. Prince Liger said, chill in Mars. Can y'all answer this? With how Kawhi was playing in the 2019 playoffs, how would a 7-game series with the Cavs go if Bron and Kyrie stayed there? Me and my friends were debating this.
The way James was playing in 18 and the way Kyrie Irving was playing?
Cavs 6.
Yes, I think they beat them. 100%.
Well, that Toronto defense was different, but Cavs in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Winter said, Damo, how you feel about your Lakers since you wasn't here earlier? Also, chill. When are you pulling up the press box?
Soon. I'll be there soon. Mm-hmm.
You better get there before this week, because you ain't gonna have nothing to talk about, brother.
Yeah, I'm feeling indifferent about the Lakers. You know, ups and downs of being a Laker fan. Typical. Just ready to see. Just ready to see D'Lo go. Not ready to see D'Lo go. I'm sad to see D'Lo go, but I love to see DeJounte come in here. So, hey.
Last super chat. Teddy Hart said, "How y'all feel about Ant crying in a post-game interview about Shea?" Yeah, we didn't talk about it though. Remember, we had to change the subject. So, right quick. How y'all feel about this?
I think it's about the context of the free throws. You can get more free throws, but if they're deserved, like if Ant feels he's legitimately getting fouled and Shea isn't, even if Ant's getting more free throws, unethical buckets. Yeah, definitely unethical.
Hey, chill. You already know where I was going.
I think context behind free throws is a key thing.
Real bucket getters hate seeing guys getting these unethical buckets get praised. I'm telling you.
That's why KD's 40 really was 60. Like,
Hey,
that's what,
I ain't gonna lie,
Who's
that was one of the
going?
most realest games I've seen in a minute. 40 straight 40. No free throws. No, I'm giving
25
you
shots.
40
I went Jamal
ethical
Murray had
buckets.
50 on no free throws. That's real buckets.
That's
right
how you
there.
know real
52.
bucket getters for real.
All right,
Yeah,
y'all.
ethical
The
ones.
press box is not next. It is now. Leave here and go over there. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow. Same crew,
I
same
talk
show.
about the Wolves on Dubs World, man. Tune in because they
Dubsy.
got me tight. They
All
really
black
got me
Playback
tight.
tonight. Pull up the playback.